Power. Access granted. Transferring data. Activated.
Good morning from Gen Con TV. How you doing, gamers? I'm Peter Adkison. This is Peter versus the Machine. If you've watched the show before, usually I start with a monologue. Usually I have a camera on myself. I don't have a camera on myself today. I had the flu and my face is kind of messed up. I don't know how to say it. So it's not appropriate for today. It's radio. I have a good appearance for radio today. That's my situation. We won't go into detail. I'll spare you the gory details. Anyway, I am fine. I will be okay. I'll be back to normal next week. The week after, I'll be taking a break. My wife and I are going to go to Morocco with our friend Adrienne. So I'll be on vacay for, I think that'll overlap 2 Mondays, but that'll be coming up in a bit. So we are here today. What you see on your screen is current in progress game of Sid Meier's Civilization 6. In this game, I am playing. We are well into the game. We are into. Oh, let's see what the modern era. I think, you know, if you measure it by the science, we're coming into the modern era. Yeah, we just discovered plastics, so we're starting to get really fun toys in this game. We got tanks now. We just got tanks. We will have bombers technology in 6 turns. Then we're gonna start cranking those out. You know, we've got infantry. We've got artillery. Certainly, we have what we need to be on the march. And we are on the march. So we're playing as England. We're in pursuit of a domination victory. The victory requirements for domination are to control every capital city on the map. And this is a, let's see, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 6-player game. So, so it's that. We are playing on epic speed. So if it seems like it's taking, like, why does it take 14 turns to build that unit? That's why epic speed's a little slower. I like epic, especially for domination. It gives you more time to use your armies between upgrades. I definitely recommend that. Marathon is a little too slow. That's a huge commitment. We're playing on level 7, so the Civ 6 difficulties go from 1 to 8. So level 7, it's up there. At the time I started this game, I said I'd never won on level 7, and that was true. But you know, I do play on my own time too, and I have won as level 7 with Alexander. But I think I have a good chance of winning this game, so that's good. I like to try and not just play, but also teach what I know. And by the way, I love learning from chat. So if I say something wrong or if you just have a better idea, by all means, please share it with me. Trust me, my ego's intact. I can take it. I have all, let's see, 50 plus years of experience of getting beaten at games. So, I can handle it. Yeah, but I'm trying to get really good at this game, and so I love advice. That was part of my secret agenda to start playing in public. I figured I'd get more feedback and more ideas by playing in public. So anyway, in the spirit of teaching what I know, I want to cover a couple topics right now real quick before we start playing. I want to talk about armies and corps. And now it's hard to see. By the way, this is hard to see on my screen, and I imagine if you're looking at a small screen, it's even harder to see. But a unit can, once you get the church, I think it's a nationalization civic and then the mobilization civic, respectively, allow you to form corps and armies. And a corps is where you combine 2 normal units into 1 more powerful unit. Hey, Steve, welcome. Good to see you. And an army is where you combine 3 units into a single more powerful unit. Or you can take a corps and a single unit and combine them together to form an army. In fact, that's usually the way you do it. So if you look at my units here, like this guy in Dublin, this cavalry unit, there's 3 little stars above that are really hard to see. And that the 3 stars means that it's an army. And same with this infantry unit here, this field cannons here, these 2 artillery units, they're all armies. So I pretty much always convert units into corps and armies wherever I can. There would be exceptions, but there's a couple of really good reasons for it. If you're wondering whether it's worth it, yes, by all means, it's worth it to combine units into corps and armies. Because on the surface, it may not look like that, because a corps is not twice the strength of a single unit, and an army is certainly not triple the strength of a single unit. The equation is that when you go from a unit to a corps, your strength goes up by 10. And when you go from a corps to an army, your strength goes up by is 17 from a unit. So it's 7 more, if you will. So you're thinking, wow, if I have a unit that has a strength of 50, do I want to take 2 50s and trade them in for 160? Yes, you do. Because the way combat works in this game is that the strength differential is really significant in combat. And so if you've played, a bit of Civilization, and you've seen, firsthand how much better a swordsman is than a warrior, and like, which would you rather have, 1 swordsman or 2 warriors? Well, I mean, if you're fighting on a broader front, okay, that's the counterexample. Maybe you want 2 warriors to be able to go out in 2 different directions and stuff. But if you're going up against a tough position, like attacking a barbarian outpost with a spearman in it, you want to fight. You probably want 1 swordsman is going to do better than 2 warriors, maybe. The other thing, though, is that you're often and this is, I think, also as equally a compelling reason, is that you're often fighting on a narrow front. So if you look at the map, and I just took the city of Lublin from Poland, and there was only 2 hexes here that I could attack from. So having a whole bunch of units, you'd rather have just 2 strong ones to go in there and attack the unit. I mean, you can see I got two armies there. If I'd have had 4 corps instead of 2 armies, and I'd only been able to put up 2 corps up against it, and I wouldn't have been able to hit the city with as much oomph. Generally, when you're playing Civ 6, the way the mechanics work, and you can debate how much you like this or not, is that the combat tends to be based in cities. I mean, there is, like, when you first go to war against somebody, there is kind of a decision maybe in the battlefield where units are fighting out in farms and camps and lumber mills and wherever, and they're fighting each other, and you get a lot of units. But generally what will happen is that one side will be victorious in that engagement, and then if that's the invading army, then you're basically going city to city, and the fights against the city. Now this is kind of an extreme example because this city is sitting there on an isthmus, but if you go down, still, when I was taking Radom here a few turns earlier, it looks like there's lots of terrain here, but by the time you put in your infantry units and your artillery units and your cavalry units and maybe some helicopters and field cannons, all these units take up a space, and you're just able to pack more firepower into a small amount of space, by having corps and armies. Finally, one last point about it. Let's go back to the example of 1 swordsman versus 2 warriors. If one of your warriors dies, now you got 1 warrior, and there's no, and the warrior that died is gone for good, right? If you have a swordsman and it takes, say, half damage, which would have killed 1 warrior, but now your swordsman can retreat and heal up and get back up to the strength of 2 warriors, effectively, if you buy my logic. Anyway, that's that. The other thing about there's a thing called maintenance costs. Your really ancient eras units don't have maintenance costs, but as you get further and further into the game, the maintenance costs on units, it gets expensive. And there's 2 types of maintenance costs. There's gold, and then there's resources. And so I don't remember the number off the top of my head. Let's look it up. Let's see what a tank costs us. Tank. Whoops. Tank. And the resource cost is going to be down at the bottom here. Okay, it costs 6 gold per turn to maintain a tank. Okay, if you have a tank army, which was 3 tank units, it's not going to cost you 18. You're going to discount. You're going to pay 2/3 of that. It's going to cost you 12. But the real savings is on the resource cost. Your resource cost for a tank is 1 oil, strategic resource, 1 oil per turn per unit. But if you combine 2 tanks into a corps or 3 tanks into a tank army, corps and armies of tanks only cost 1 oil, irregardless. A single unit, a corps, and an army all cost just 1 oil. Right there, that's actually the most important reason of all, because in this late game, you are typically strategic resource constrained. And on that note, one thing I wanted to do before I went live, but I hadn't quite gotten to it, is I want to see what our oil situation and our aluminum situation is. Those are going to be the key resources. We also need power, especially for England, because England gets cool abilities from power. But we can get it from coal, and we have a ton of coal. England gives, although we're using a lot of coal too. We're using 7 units per unit. We have 7 units consuming coal, but those units are going to get obsoleted soon. Some of them anyway. I think that number is going to go down. And if we get crunched for coal, I have a way bigger navy than I really need, to be honest. We can cut some of that. I do remember from when we played last that we have a lot of oil. I'm not even going to bother proving that by going through, because we looked at all the oil sites. I probably will actually look at the oil sites here soon, but I don't really remember what our situation is for aluminum. And it's good to kind of have, especially playing domination, it's good to kind of have an idea of what types of units are going to require what types of strategic resources and what types of and how plentiful are these resources to you. Okay, so we've got 1 spot in Aachen, and just running that. Oh, we have 1 spot under an encampment in Mainz, and we have a mine here producing oil that we've already converted to a mine. It's good. And we have 1 underneath the holy site. Oh, one thing I love about this game is just the weird idiosyncrasies that come up in the game. Oh yes, I remember when we settled in Hull, and I claimed, some of you were going, why are you bothered to settle on these small little islands? And I said, because the AI loves to put strategic resources out on these islands. And sure enough, there is aluminum. Oh, but it's not been improved. I need to turn this into a mine. Okay, sorry, let me just do that real quick before I forget. Let's see, can I buy a builder with, no, I can't buy a builder with faith. Okay, well, I got a lot of money, so we're just gonna buy a builder that way. Fine, let's buy a builder, and we're gonna program this builder to go up to the mine, and we'll end up converting it in a turn or two. Okay, so this is looking good. We've got a lot of aluminum. Okay, we don't have that one, and we never will, probably. There's 2 in Brazil. Okay, we'll have those in their 20-30 turns. Okay, so we have a good situation with aluminum, and in fact, right up here, it's telling me that we're accumulating 8 per turn. So this is crucial, because aluminum is, well, I mentioned before, you want to have a good idea of which units in the late game require which strategic resources. So aluminum, the key thing that you need for aluminum is bombers, and you want all the bombers. When I say all the bombers, that means I probably want all of my aluminum maintaining, so in this case, where we're at right now, we're accumulating 8 per turn. We're going to pick up that site in Hull in a couple turns, certainly before we need it. And I think that'll probably give us 2 more. And so that's 10 aluminum. So that means our Air Force can have 10 bombers. Or fighters. If we run into a civ that has jet fighters, we can build fighters or SAM units. But this is, I think, a flaw in Civ 6, that Civ 6 the civs don't aggressively use air or naval strategies very well, and I think that's disappointing. If you what you really want is big naval and air battles, go back an edition, play Civ 5, and you will not be disappointed. Let me tell you. But there are a lot of other things I like about Civ 6 a lot. So hey, if you're honest and about an edition of a game, you can find the good and the bad in all of them. Okay, so so we probably will not be built. I didn't build biplanes because they upgrade to fighters and jet fighters, but we'll buy them if we were doing fighters and bombers would both be using aluminum. The other unit that uses aluminum is helicopters, which we might upgrade a cavalry army into a helicopter army just at a cost of 1 aluminum per turn. Which, it's like, that's a tough choice. Like, which would you rather have, a helicopter army or 1 more bomber? Usually the answer is 1 more bomber, but that's the breaks of it. Okay, the other types of units that use oil are artillery, infantry, and tanks. Those 3, which are very important ones. We do have field cannons, which will eventually upgrade to machine guns. They don't use a strategic resource, and cavalry don't use a strategic resource. So as long as our economy is good, we can have as many of those as we want. But the cavalry, again, they upgrade to helicopters, and we have to be careful about upgrading cavalry when we get that opportunity, because it's going to eat into our oil, our aluminum, our aluminum reserves or supplies. Also, by the time we start using aluminum, we're going to have a whole bunch of it in stockpile, so we can almost overbuild a little bit, because then the stockpile will work down, and then eventually if it gets down low enough, then you might have to disband a unit or 2, but we can do something like that. Okay, so the other topic I'm going to talk about real briefly is our power. Now, I always think of, there's a pivot that happens depending on how you play domination. If you play domination like we did in this game, which is to really be kind of peaceful throughout most of the game, and just kind of have just take fights where you have to, but really not go on a full offensive during most of the game until the late game. And what you're really doing, what we did, is really focus on infrastructure. And now we've got pretty good infrastructure and science. We're leading in science. We're leading in culture. We've got a couple of big production cities like Birmingham. I think our Birmingham production is. I'm gonna look it up because I just like to brag about this. It's pretty damn good. 152. Birmingham's producing 152 hammers a turn. That's a producer. That's good. Now, you can get higher than that. You can have 200-300, whatever. But I mean, in a typical game, having a couple cities that I kind of think of anything that's over 100 as a really good producer. And so we have really good infrastructure. We've built really good infrastructure. So then at some point, it's time to pivot. And I kind of think of when you're coming up close to getting bombers, that's kind of when it is. When you start getting modern units and you start going into atomic area, this is the time to pivot. And so our priorities now are going to change. Our top priorities are going to be power, mainly because England gets certain advantages with power. And I'm going to look at power real quick, see what our power situation is. We're not really using that much power, but as we have, but all the places where we can use power are being fully powered. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. That'll mainly be a strain on coal. But if we get in a tight situation, we could divert oil or aluminum to that, and we might have enough oil to do that. I'm hesitant to use we can't put aluminum into power anyway. We can only upgrade to oil and uranium. We have not discovered uranium yet. We will. It's atomic era. It's probably going to happen pretty soon. There it is. Combined arms. When we get to combined arms, in fact, we might go to that. That's a pretty high priority. Although advanced ballistics gives us machine guns, and those are a lot of fun. It's a big step up from field cannons, and we got to bang out chemistry before we get too excited. And then, computers. Yeah, we're doing this. We're prior to, okay, we are not 6 turns away from bombers. I just looked at this and thought, we're probably working on flight. No, we're not. We're working on computers because one of the things that's definitely a hiccup in the plan. It's like, this is not strategic in terms of our goals, is that as the carbon dioxide is polluting the atmosphere, water levels start to rise, and you're going to start losing tiles to rising oceans unless you build flood barriers. And so what I like to do is I like to just bite the bullet, get computers as soon as it's practical, and then I just go to every city that's on the coast that has any threatened tiles, and it tells you, it shows you a little number, like we can find one here to show you what it looks like. And you've probably seen these if you've played Civ. Maybe you wonder what the heck they are. I don't see any right now. Maybe I don't have the right filter turned on. But we'll go through, and every city that has the need for flood barriers, we'll build them, and then we'll go back to our regular plan. Okay, so power, gold. Right now, our economy is pretty good, plus 866 per turn. That's great. That should be good. And amenities. Amenities are like happiness in Civ 5. We need water parks, and we spent some time on this last episode, so I'm not going to belabor it. But we want every city to be in range, most 90%, let's say, of our cities to be in range of both a water park and an entertainment complex. And we want to start building zoos and sports stadiums and Ferris wheels. That's in the entertainment complexes. In the water parks, we'll build Ferris wheels, aquariums, and aquatic. What do they call them? Aquatic centers or something? I don't know. Anyway, those will spread. Those will provide enough amenities. By the time that we are into the really late game, and we've developed all of those entertainment complexes and water parks, amenity problems will be over. That we will have plenty of amenities for the final push. But we do need to take the time to build those things, and we've got a really firm footing on this thing. We tackled this really hard last game. Like, here we have an entertainment complex with the arena, and we're building the zoo. Okay, and here we have a water park with the Ferris wheel and the aquarium. So let's take a look at what our current amenity situation is real quick. Cities. All our cities are content, and we have a tiny bit of extra amenity. Preston is outperforming. They're happy. They're happy. They're not just content. They're happy. They're producing extra 10% in gold and extra 10% in I forgot what these two numbers are. That's embarrassing. But they're producing extra 10% of something. So that's got to be good, right? Okay. And okay, so and the reason the gold and amenities become a big issue is that there's going to be a huge amount of pressure on our economy and our happiness, because we're going to on our economy, because we're going to be building a lot of units that are really expensive. So all those bombers cost money, not just aluminum but gold. All of the ground units cost money. We're also going to be and on the amenities front, is we're going to be taking a lot of cities, and all these cities that you take put a strain on amenities. So these things are going to be top priorities, maintain them. Obviously, oil and aluminum and our military forces. Things that used to be top priorities, they're now going to be still important to invest in, but second will be science and culture, and probably other things that I'm not listing. Just developing our tiles. Look at this. This is all tiles. I mean, almost every tile here is developed, and that's, by the way, that's a really good thing to do in the early to mid game, like late early game, in the Middle Ages, say, going into the Renaissance, is basically you want to get almost every tile. There's some places where we need to do some work, but there's also a trade-off between, as you start taking all these cities, do you really want to pour in resources to try and really fully develop all the cities that you take over? Then that can become a real drain on your status, on your economy and resources. All right, so I'm looking at my notes. I think I've covered all the things I really wanted to cover, and Yeah, I do have kind of a hit list of military units I still want to build. I might not build all these, but it's more of a wish list than anything. If you look at Lublin, I feel like my army is a little small. I've only got one infantry unit here. I would like to have two infantry armies. I've got one cavalry army. I'd like to have maybe two. That's not quite as important as the that'd be nice. Field cannons, I got one army. I'd like to have two. Artillery, I've got two armies. I'd like to have three. And we have Hippolyta, but she's only with us for another 5 turns, so we're gonna make good use of her. Oh, I do have 2 field cannon armies. Here's another one here. Okay, I'm crossing that off my list. Nope, we're done building field cannons. But then one of my already building. And by the way, the new towns you take over, a really good thing to focus them on is money. And so, like, if you conquer a town, build a commercial zone or harbor if it doesn't already have one, or repair them, and then the market or the lighthouse, that gives you another trade route. And trade routes are a big source of income. Like right now, I've got 14 capacity. I got 13 out there. I'm probably building another one or whatever. We'll keep an eye on that. What was I looking at? I was looking at what I am producing because, like I said, I want another tank army, and voila, in 2 turns I'll have it out of Birmingham. So then we won't have to worry about building tanks anymore. I do definitely need an infantry army, that for sure. Part of it is to, your units take damage, and you want to have 2 infantry armies. You only need 1 to take a city, but then it's probably going to be beat up. And as you go into the next city, it's got to sit in the heel for a while. So if you have 2 infantry armies, you can kind of leapfrog a little bit. Okay. So a lot of these cities are working on amenities like zoos or that's a seaport. I don't know why we're building a seaport, really. We have so many ships already. I think that's a questionable decision on my part. In fact, we might just cancel that while we're looking at this thing here. Broadcast center, a little bit of investment in civics is good. I want to look and see where I have encampments because I forget. And one nice thing about taking an encampment and advancing it all the way through to military academy is you can build corps or armies as one unit and a lot faster than building, say, 3 units. Let's see. Don't want to scroll through. Okay, there's one in Gdansk. Here's one in Munich or Ulm, and it's being repaired. Does not have a military academy. I'm mainly. Maybe one of these does. I don't think these guys have the production to be. Oh, this is. Heidelberg, I could build an army there, but it's going to take 50 turns or whatever. I really am thinking about from my own cities that are really good. Okay, Munich, I think is pretty high producer, 70. So when Munich is done, it could flip to building an army. But I think the infantry army, which is highest priority, I think I'm going to queue it to come out of Birmingham. And Birmingham, because it has the best production, it's going to produce that faster, even though it's got to wait 2 turns. Let's build. See, there's infantry, and you just pop down this little arrow here. It expands this. It's supposed to. There we go. And there's infantry army. So it can build an infantry army in 9 turns. If it built 3 units, 444 will be 12. So you get a bit of a discount there. Also, you don't have to count. It's like, okay, when that's done, it's the whole army. You don't have to combine 3 units or whatever. Okay, so I'm queuing up. That'll take care of the infantry. I'm marking that off my list. And I do need an artillery army. And where else do I have a military academy? That might be the only one. Or the only 2. Mainz and Birmingham. That makes sense. I know I'm doing aerodromes, which will be really important for bombers in Birmingham, because once we're done with it, well, about the time we're done with that army, that infantry army, will be at about, it won't be long after that I'll be switching to cranking out bombers. And I definitely want my highest producing city to be building those bombers. And I built another one in Bradford. Bradford is 122 production. Yeah, that's good. I imagine those are my two top producers. Let's just take a quick look here. Yields, production, top two: Birmingham, London, Bradford. Yeah, okay. And what's London? London's gonna mainly stay focused on all the social niceties stuff, science and art and stuff. Probably, I don't know. We'll see. I think we have another water park to build. Um, a water park or an entertainment complex cannot exist in the same city. They both extend their effect out 6 hexes or 9 hexes respectively. So this here's the entertainment complex, and that's part of London. So Liverpool's going to have to build the water park. That's okay. That's fine. They can build the water park. They're still finishing their factory, and that's okay. Okay, cool. I do feel like Birmingham is going to be busy switching from that infantry armor into bombers, and so I think I should have Munich build the other artillery army. So let's do this. And because it has a military academy is the only reason I'm able to 18 turns. It's a little slow, but you know, that's okay. That we get that started. Now we got that crossed off our list. It's in the queue. And tank army is in the queue. Well, 2 of those. We also want to have 2 supply convoys and 2 drones or observation balloons. And I think I just kind of saw that as I was scrolling around. I think I saw a couple of. Oh yeah, Munich is building supply convoy now. Supply convoys increase the rate of healing and the rate of movement for units that they are adjacent to. So that's one supply convoy. I think I saw another one up here. Yeah, Plymouth is making a supply convoy, so both of those are in process. Drones, we don't have drones yet, but we have observation balloons, and I know we have one right there. What they do is increase the range of artillery by 1. So that's very useful well, what it means is that your artillery can be outside the range of a city. So you roll up on a city, artillery can fire at the city can't fire back the artillery. It's huge. And that is like, you know, when it comes to the domination strategy, when it comes to going up against cities, that is the single most important piece of the puzzle, is that when you get artillery, when combined with an observation balloon, that's part of what makes this work, that you can now have your somewhat vulnerable siege weapons that you don't want to be taking damage because you need them to firing every turn after turn, bam, 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 just outside of range. City can't do anything about it. And so, you know, you can, if you're short on military units, you can have a military unit run up so that you can see the city, both your artillery fire, and then your military run away. You can make the argument that you just really, once the enemy's army is destroyed, you don't need that many military units. And I'm probably perhaps maybe overbuilding here, but I do want, okay, so we do want to get one more observation balloon somewhere. We'll just see when something comes up in a rotation. I gotta take a quick bio break. I will be right back, and then we'll start playing for real. All right, we're back. Okay, let's. I just want to glance real quick, see where we're at on tech. I know I just looked at it. Okay, we're working on computers, so we do flood barriers. That's going to interrupt our production too. So be it. And we're on civics. We are. Oh, we just got communism, so we have a lot more. There's a long break between leading up to getting your modern era government in place, and it's always kind of nice to get past that. So we're probably building these capitalism or something down here. Oh, professional sports. Yes, yes, yes. When you get to the atomic era, especially for your domination victory, you want to prioritize getting professional sports, and then you're going to build stadiums and aquatic centers for amenities. And I am hoping to build the Estadio do Maracanã, which adds 2 amenities to every city in your civilization, which is like crazy. I mean, I think this is really, really good. For domination, when you need lots of amenities, and most of the time it's not that good. So we're going to need a place to build it. I think I had a place. I remember this conversation sounds familiar. I think it's a flat space next to a entertainment complex. So we could probably have like Portsmouth build it here. We don't have anything. Portsmouth is 93 production. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and map tack this right here. Estadio do Maracanã. That looks like it right there. There it is. Okay. And I'm going to remind myself to have Portsmouth build it. So anyway, so that's fun. Okay. All right, let's go through our production. We got to produce things. Radom. Hey, we need one more observation balloon. It can do it in 11 turns. That's not bad. We won't have that third artillery unit by then. I'm not sure you'd absolutely necessarily have to do 2 observation balloons, but you know, with 2, you could have the range. The observation balloon or drone, either one, gives you +1 range to your artillery or within 1 hex. So if you have all 3 of your artillery clumped together and the observation balloon is in the middle, that would work. But we at some point are going to have a big enough army and are going to start being cocky enough that we'll go after 2 cities at a time, and that way the rate of conquest will speed up. So that's the reason to get a little bit more oomph into a little bit bigger military. Well, wow, we're about to take a dance. Oh, that's right. I got all my boats over here. The boats have been pounding away at this city trying to get to it. Okay, so let's put this admiral. What's his passive ability? Is plus. Okay, he gets combat strength bonus to modern era naval units and modern era naval units. I don't. Let's see. Battleships are modern era. That's a narrow window. Modern era only. That's like battleships and submarines. That's it. Not caravels or missile cruisers. Is it really just modern? No, industrial monitor. Okay, so that includes ironclads and stuff. But the important part is that it includes battleships. So it is important. This is a mistake I make a lot. I try to train myself. Is move your great generals and admirals before you attack, so that you're getting the benefit of this one. This one also Renaissance and industrial, but not modern. Okay, so let's get this admiral over in the middle of where our 3 battleships are, or we could have moved the battleships to them, whatever. Also, oh, interesting. We could pick up a little bit of cash from raiding these traders, too. But I kind of have this fantasy that we're going to take Gdansk with just ships. Oh, wait, our ships have already fired this turn. This one hasn't. Okay, let's attack with it. Okay, defense strength is totally gone. Is my ironclad? Yes, my ironclad has 3 movement points. I think my ironclad might take Gdansk. Oh, it doesn't have quite enough movement to go in there. And So, I'm so sorry, British Navy, but the tanks are good. Tanks got there first. Okay, Gdansk Falls. Well, there we go. Keep the city. Yeah, I keep most cities. Um, it is a drain on amenities, but that's one less place that barbarians can show up when it becomes in my backyard. Also, this city's got quite a bit of stuff. It looks like they've got. We were bombarding it a long time, so it's probably going to be heavy damage. But it's got a pretty good campus with a library and alchemical society, and a really good holy site. Not the holy sites are that good, important to us, but we do like to keep the enough faith generation that we can recall our heroes after they die. And now we control honey resources. Well, we're going to need to have a builder come along and help us out here. We have lots of money, so let's just buy a builder. That's a good thing. And we do have another trader that we need to. I just saw that show up. Can we buy that with faith? No. Okay. I don't think I'm going to spend the money on the trader. It's a good investment, but I'm really going to need cash. Is really important in the late game. So, I mean, I'm generating 862. It's going to be very important, but I'm generating a lot of cash. So, okay, I've got really good positive cash flow, so I'll pay for that trader, and it's less than one turn's income, so that's pretty good. All right, and what's it going to build? I usually start with after you have steel and it's cities instead of walls. You got to do it as a project to repair outer defenses. It's a really easy thing to miss, but once you take a city and after you have steel technology, do that. Repair outer defenses. You want these cities to become defensive, or good places to that can hold their own against barbarians and incursions. And the AI tends to build a lot of encampments. So once you take the city, the encampment's yours too. And so the city and the encampment can both fire up to 2 hexes away at any enemies that come along. And they fire pretty frickin' decently. Okay, now I gotta decide how are we gonna take Wroclaw. Wroclaw is the capital, by the way. And we don't really, we can kind of come at this a couple ways. Ideally, we would attack it from this direction because we wouldn't have to deal with any encampments firing at us. And, let's see. Have these units all moved? No. We have a lot of military engineers who can crank out railroads for us. So that's another thing to do is move your military engineers. If you're doing what I'm doing, which looks kind of crazy, but man, it's really powerful, is using your military engineers to build railroads like crazy, just to help your move, and right up on the front lines, right up on the frickin' front lines. Your military engineers are cranking out railroads, and it just increases the mobility of your army. Do I have only 2 military engineers? Okay, I'm sorry, but I gotta search for these. Let's see, really need more than 2 military engineers. I'm gonna say we need 4 at least. We have 3. There's 1, 2, especially as we start pursuing multiple. Oh yeah, there's 3 right there. Okay, we get a chance. We're gonna buy another military engineer because like here, I would like to be building my railroad up to Gdansk, and I want to come down here and be building railroad up to Wroclaw. So this is actually, most of my units are on railroads up here, so that's good. The one that's not is a tank. It can move well anyway. Okay, so I want to get down here with my military engineers and expand this railroad here. Why is this is not moving as far as it should. This military engineer has 2 movement points. Does this have a railroad? No, it doesn't. That's why. Okay, so what about, let's take the one that's furthest behind, and they kind of leapfrog each other. It's the best way to do it. Build a railroad there. Does this have a railroad? No. Okay. I mean, we can go around. Not sure we need to take this. Do we need to build these? If we can build both of them, it'll be worth it to get our units down there further, faster. But may not. I don't know, this optimization thing. I'm just gonna do it anyway. This guy is gonna come to here and build here. Okay, so now all these guys can take the inside of this corner as they come charging down to Radom, and then next turn the military engineers will catch up and help them propel them into Radom. Okay, so I'm going to want to have, see, this is okay. See, my military units here, the infantry, the cavalry, are damaged. So one thing to, and so that's back to my point of having duplicates of those can be better. Now, the good news here is, my gosh, we will have all sorts of pillaging opportunities here where we can pick up a lot of all these fields will heal units. And so you think, oh, I got a unit that's damaged. You got to send them back to the front lines, have them rest for a couple turns. Yeah, that's one option. Another option is to just have them go pillage a farm. And there are farms available. So we are not going to stop to rest. We are going to charge forward. I want my cavalry out front, so I'm going to move it first. And I can move anywhere inside the green square. Like to here. Oh, it's going to have me come down that other way, even though I built the... let's see. And it could go all the way. If I go to here, it would go that far. Okay, that tells me that it's going to have some movement points left by the time it gets to here. And I can heal it. Now it's going to take damage from the city, but that's okay. Before I lock that in, I'm going to see what the infantry can do. Yeah, the infantry is a lot slower. It's almost tempting to have it come down this way and try and do a plunder there. But it has to have, the infantry needs 3 movement points to plunder. It has to have 3 full movement points. The cavalry needs a full 1 movement point to plunder. So the infantry is not going to be able to move and plunder at the same turn generally, unless you're like just 1 hex away from where you want to go. Okay, so let's have, I don't really want to mess with this extra encampment and be drawn into any of this terrain where 2 cities and 2 encampments can fire at me. I can do this without ever dealing with that. So at a slight cost maybe of 1 turn to go around the Baltic Sea, we'll be in a better position. Okay, I want my infantry to go as far as possible, which will be here. And yeah, I'm going to have the cavalry just come right down to... We also don't know if there's a unit in here. So let's see, what route would it take? So let's just go to here. Watch my movement points. I got 3 movement points left. And let's come 1 point. Now I should have 2.5. Yeah, because it's probably a modern road. And now I can see that there's no military units in here. I also look up here. Yadwa has a strength of 0. So this is just about taking the cities. We don't have an army, Polish army to worry about. Now I should have 2 movement points left. 1.5 movement points left. And the infantry next turn, if I don't know if I have a leader by it, but if it ends up in strength, this thing, 1, 2, yeah, it's not going to be able to pillage if it has movement of 4. Okay, so let's, the infantry, I want the infantry to pillage this spot, so I'm going to have the cavalry go to here and pillage. I think that'll work. And now it's at full strength. And it's going to take a hit, but the point is I got to move up there into enemy terrain without taking, and reset the damage. So, and let's have the cannons come to here. Cannons don't do much damage against cities. The cannons are not. The field cannons are primarily good for fighting other units. They're not good for taking cities, but I kind of think of them as good protection for that. And I hope I left room for my artillery. So this gets back to what I was saying about how you don't have a lot of as much terrain as you would like in terms of where to put units. It gets crowded. Even here, where there's lots of places, I'm not able to move my artillery as much as their full movement point because this field cannon was in the way. If it wasn't in the way, then one of the artillery would have gotten there and the other one would have had to wait. So it's, the observation balloon, of course, are going to come up here and stay with the artillery because that's the benefit. Oh, and we have Hippolyta. Hippolyta is my favorite leader if I'm warmongering, because it can give another unit an extra turn. So, for example, Hippolyta will come to here and use her leadership, Hippolyta's command on this artillery unit, and now the artillery unit has another turn. And so the artillery unit, well, that was kind of a waste. It can't get very far. Could go in the water, but it's going to take a lot of movement points to come out of the water. So it's just going to go to here, which isn't really much of an advancement. In fact, that was kind of dumb because now it's not on a railroad. Okay, Hippolyta can only go this far. See how much units get in the way of each other. Okay, can this? I just belt him, so he can't do anything. All right, let's just cycle through units here. See, okay, my admiral's in the right place, fine. And then oh, this guy's got. I can go ahead and fire at the city. It's not going to do much because the city's not under siege. Wroclaw is has a wrinkle. Yeah, barely 1 health. Yeah, see, that's not much. This is also capital. It's probably the toughest city. It's defensively. It's going to be hard to siege Wroclaw. When you're bombarding a city, if you could put every tile that's adjacent to the city occupied by one of your units or a unit's zone of control, then the damage you do to the city walls doesn't repair, which is big. But I don't have a naval unit to put here in the lake, and so they're going to be Wroclaw. You can think of it conceptually as that they can supply it with the lake. Your zone of control of land units does not extend into water, and so I'm not going to be able to siege Wroclaw. It's going to be a little bit slower of a take, but we'll still get it. Okay. Luna's done. Oh, yes, we're going to pick up more oil with offshore oil rig. Yeah, good safety tip. And here is a builder for, oh, does this looks like we have an offshore rig here already. Oh, I probably built it last turn and then brought my builder back to here. Okay, so now, yeah, is there anything we want to do with this builder? We could go chop down some trees and speed up. Oh, I don't know that we need nader anymore, but there's an undeveloped nader. We might as well develop it. Oh, and there's undeveloped coal here. Oh yeah, we got lots. We got a little to-do list for that guy. Oh, we have a artist in a. This is not very important, but we'll do it anyway. Let's find out if there's a theater square somewhere that this artist can go and dump off their painting. I should say it that way. It's going to be a grand work, but as you know, for domination, the tourism doesn't do anything for us. But you know, it also gives some culture. Culture's good. We really don't have any art museums for this guy. So it would appear. Well, I am gonna take him and stick him someplace kind of. I want to put him to sleep so I don't have to deal with him every turn. But I'm gonna stick him somewhere where I'll see him later, like over here in the water. When I go to attack Brazil, by then maybe I'll have an art museum that I can take him to and stick him in there. Oh, Himiko, a fully charged Himiko. Okay, I think that what Himiko does, she's one of the heroes. I didn't say it, but we're one of the game modes are using. We're using 3 game modes for this game. We're using corporations, monopolies of corporations. We're using heroes and secret societies. And one of the heroes you can bring is Himiko, and her ability is to drop envoys in city states. And that is why we control all the city states except for Mogadishu, which we will control soon. So, and I have 5 envoys in reserve. I recommend always keeping a few envoys in reserve. So if somebody takes a city state that you're suzerain of that is really important, like it's right on your border and this is a country that's attacking you, and now the city state flips and starts attacking you too, well, it's good to have some envoys in reserve so you can flip it back. Okay, Himiko's going to dump her charges there, but she only has 8 charges. She only used 1 a turn. Now she's down to 7, so she'll probably put the rest of them there. Oh, and here's another oil offshore platform. Good doing, guys. And oh yes, okay. So James Wyatt, I love James Wyatt. He's a great. He's one of the best great engineers in my opinion. He'll instantly build a factory and a workshop in an industrial zone. So you want to have to use him to full abilities. You have an industrial zone that that you've just built or you are building, and so in this case, I'm building an industrial zone in Leeds, and when I get the zone done, or I could do the one in Norwich. They're both building industrial zones. When I get the zone finished, I can instantly build the factory and the workshop. Also, though, equally important is that all factories you have in your entire civilization gain 2 production. That's nice. That's really nice. So Birmingham will be at 154. So he's just gonna. I don't want to put him to sleep because 10 turns from now, he'll be able to do his thing, but I will have forgotten about him. Okay, so Roclaw, so it's the AI's turn, and Roclaw just fired. Maybe the best thing about the field cannons in this case is that Roclaw fired at the field cannons instead of a unit that's actually important in this fight. Okay, yeah, it's another turn. We have a flood. There's floods over here in Aachen. Okay, well, that's another thing for the builder to do. Natural disasters, by the way. If Gabriel, I don't know if Mondo's listening to me. He's heard me whine about natural disasters. I hate the disasters. But actually, I think that might be kind of short-sighted, because what often happens, at least with floods and volcanoes, is that it leaves some tiles more fertile, and it's a pain in the butt. You got to go through and repair those tiles, but then they become better tiles. And really, repairing tiles isn't that hard if you've got a builder, because it doesn't take charges. So I'm kind of like starting to change my mind a bit. I think but where the calculus changes is that when they do damage to districts, because those you got to spend production on to repair. So okay, somebody built a wonder. Great. Yeah, the flyer. Yeah, we saw that. And we have more trade routes. Nice. We get 2 traders we got to build. Okay, we got a great person. Who we get? A writer. Okay, yeah, fine. It'll help our culture a little bit, which is good. It is still on the priority list. It's just not at the top of the priority list anymore. Okay, and we have a spy here in Sudan. We want to waste him there. Okay, where do I have spies? So there are some gamers who are a little bit more clever than I am, or at least more clever on this topic, and they use their spies offensively and get really cool things. Um, I am kind of weird, maybe. I like to use my spies mainly on defense to protect things. Okay, so here, yeah, we have an established spy here in Plymouth on the dam. The spy protects all the districts that it's on and adjacent. So this spy is protecting my aerodrome here, this big industrial zone here, and this aqueduct in the city center. That's great. I really want another spy. I think probably, I don't know if you can assign him to a wonder. That's Ruhr Valley. By the way, that's part of why Birmingham is so good. Is the Ruhr Valley wonder. But that would protect all of these spots. But let's send him to Birmingham. And that's more important than where he's at. I just had him produce in Suderland because Suderland needed something to produce, I guess. Okay, so here's the spy. Let's transfer him to Birmingham. Yes, confirm. And then we'll figure out exactly where to place him next turn. Oh, hey, Sunderland's actually got pretty decent production. You know, they dropped out these little colonial cities here, and this has got a production of 78. Huh. I mean, that's pretty good. Gotta say, it's pretty good. Does it have a power plant in the industry? Yeah, it's got a coal power plant. It's only powering itself. Okay, so the you kind of, as you're moving up on a city, you kind of want to think, where are all the guys going to deploy? Where's the use of the guys of your various units? My artillery unit's going to be 3 hexes away back here where the city can't fire at me. So kind of want to leave those cities available for my artillery. I want the infantry right up in front, right up on the front lines. And I want my infantry unit to land here. But before I get too excited about all that, I want to build railroads so these units can go further. Okay, so I've got railroads here and here. I'm pretty sure I can see them, kind of. Yeah, railroad. When I pop on the pop-up, it's 4 lines from the top. You can see route movement 0.25 railroad. Now the city, does it have a railroad? It does not. Okay, so we're gonna start. Where are my military engineers? Here they are. Let's see. He's the one behind. I like to have him go first, but I don't want him to run out of movement right here. So what's he got left? The military unit has 1 movement point left. Yeah, so we're going to use half a movement point to come into the city. There. Okay, and then this one, let's see how many movement points it has left at this point. It's got 1.25. It'll have 1 left when it comes into the city because they use 0.25 on the railroad. Then it's going to cost 1 movement point here. It's not going to have anything left over. So I think the one that's 1 closer can actually get there and should have 0.25 movement points left over. Yes, it does. All those years of playing war games when you had to do all of the movement points manually is serving me well now. Alright, so this guy's not, we're not going to be able to railroad this hex. Oh, I wanted to railroad this hex. That was that tactical mistake I made. Hippolyta's going to have to help him out. Okay, so now does that get my artillery unit? That gets an artillery unit to here. And then, but does the infantry unit get past there? Yes, the infantry unit's going to get right to where I want him, right there. It is really good because of this limited space. Again, that's why corps and armies are so good. It is good to kind of map out where every unit's going to go and then to kind of check and see if they can get there before you've really blocked yourself. This guy is, see, it'd be a real mistake to me to move my field cannon to here because that's where I want my artillery. I could move him into the water and no, I think I really want him down here. And I think he's just gonna have to wait for the more important units to get out of the way. I'm really dogging the field cannon. It's just not very useful right now in this situation. The field cannon is going to be incredibly useful in other situations, like against other units. Then your field cannon is way better than artillery against military units. But on cities, it's flipped. Both have the advantage of being able to shoot from a distance. Okay, so both artillery units can get to this hex. I really like one of them to go to this hex. If one of them goes here, and then with Hippolyta's help, can go to there. So, and I don't think it really matters which one, since they can both get here. So I'm going to move one of the artillery units to here. It's within 3. And then the other unit is going to go to here. And then Hippolyta is going to come. See how good Hippolyta is? She's going to come to here. Use Hippolyta's command on the artillery. And the artillery unit then is going to come to here. One of them might get a shot this turn once I move the observation. Now right now, see, they definitely don't have a shot right now. But these are very, how advanced are these units? This one's fairly advanced. I don't know if it has the promotion that lets them shoot after they move. But we move the observation balloon up here, and then we look again and see, I'm not seeing the targeting situation. Okay, so they're not firing this turn, but one of the, yeah, okay, let's see. I always debate. Okay, do I really want to say what I was about to say? Do I want to, go down another sort of rabbit hole of information? Okay, I'm going to put Hippolyta on the railroad. Field cannon is just going to stay there because it can't go very far, and if he goes anywhere, he's not going to be on a railroad, so he won't get as far. Yeah, I can't get any of these engineers to this spot. Okay, the engineers are in the right spot. You can see that the reason I want 4 engineers is really I would put them in 2 groups of 2. There's sort of ends up being kind of a diminishing return as to how many military engineers you can effectively build a single railroad because of movement rate restrictions. Unless you're converting a modern road to a railroad, then there's a lot more. You can have more of them. Yeah, kind of tempted to bring this guy back over to here, but he can't really get there this turn and build a railroad. So I think I might be able to effectively use 3 military engineers next turn. Plop them down here, here, and here, because there's a bridge over the river. There's a modern road down here that presumably is not pillaged. I pillaged the field there, but not the road. You could. Okay, so now what do I want to do with my cavalry unit? The cavalry unit's really good at pillaging because, so for light horse, the promotional track here is light horsemen, and horsemen, was it horsemen that go to cavalry? I think so. I'd hate to say that wrong, so let's look it up. Yeah, I think it's horsemen go to cavalry. Courser, they go to courser, and then courser goes to cavalry. Yeah, this is, yeah, so horsemen, courser, cavalry, and then helicopter. Okay, those are the 4 units in the track for what's called light cavalry. And the promotion class of light cavalry has, on the promotional tree, the second one on the left side down is very important. Pillaging costs only 1 movement point. All other units take 3. So you can do something like let's see, what type of terrain are we talking about here? That's hills, but it's on a modern road. Okay, half a movement point to go to there, 1 point to pillage, pick up 789 gold. Now, in districts, when it comes to pillaging, the buildings are stacked. Each of the buildings and the district can be pillaged separately. So I can just sit here and pillage for as long as I've got movement points. So let's do that. Let's pillage again for another 789. Then let's pillage again for another 789. And then let's use our last movement point to pillage again. Pillage 4 times for 708. Yeah, what is that? Almost 2,500 gold pieces. Hi, Mistress Dex. Good morning. Thank you for stopping by. I'm not on camera today because I have a little embarrassing little sore on my face from my flu. So it's all VO today. Now it will be, because I am so thoroughly pillaged that, it will take longer to, once I take Roclaw, it will take longer to repair all that damage. But when you do the math, you get a lot more, you come out way ahead by doing the pillaging. You just, you do. Especially if you don't take the city. But it is in Civ 6, is a difference from Civ 5 or maybe some of the earlier versions. Once you get light cavalry units with that second promotion, pillaging becomes a really powerful strategy. All right, so enough of that. We have half moot point left over. Might as well go down here and get ready to take care of the theater square next turn. Yeah, now Roclaw will end up spending most of the rest of the game repairing all that damage, but still come out ahead. We'll do a point of damage. That's not very good. Actually, probably should have had these field cannons pillage the honey. Oh well. And our tilt doesn't have enough movement to fire. Hippolyta, the military engineers are stuck. Hippolyta's stuck. Hey, since this field cannon isn't moving, it'll actually heal a turn, so that's a good idea. And then military engineer, another unit. Oh, I've got tanks. What are the tanks gonna do? Yeah, tanks are not as good as at pillaging because they are not light cavalry; they're heavy cavalry, and I mean they're tanks. Come on. But let's take the promotion. What I'm going to try and do is avoid taking damage from this encampment. So I'm curious how far they could move. They could move all the way down to in here somewhere. You can see this faint little blue line is the movement, the area where you could move to with this unit. But what I really want to do is get the promotion, and he only needs a fraction of the move point left over. So I'm just going to move him up to this encampment. Yeah, this encampment can fire at this encampment, I think. But the tanks won't take any damage because the tanks are inside the encampment. So let's take the promotion and see what we get. This is kind of, because I only really went on the warpath real recently, late game, my units don't have a lot of promotions. For domination victories, there's kind of, I think of it as two basic fundamental different strategies that you can take for a domination game. One is what we did in this game, which is to not be much of a warmonger in the early game. I mean, I was in a lot of wars, but I wasn't really trying to take cities aggressively. I was just kind of defending myself. I took a couple cities, but that's not like going full on the warpath. What I mainly did was focus on building a powerful nation on infrastructure, science, industry, civics, and so that in the late game I would have this really strong empire to launch into war. The downside of that is that all my units are kind of green. I don't have a lot of the promotions. Now, I've played another game on domination recently. I've been playing with Alexander the Great as Macedonia, and just the opposite strategy. Like Alexander comes out of the gate, and we wait a little while until we have these super cool Greek units called the Heteroi and the Hippaspist, which are both medieval category or classic. Classic or medieval? Classic. They're classic era. They're replacements for the swordsman and horsemen. So you do have have to wait just like one era to get those guys. And then you crank those guys, and then you just go to war, and you never stop. It is kind of fun. You just go all out, and by the time you're to this part of the game, a lot of your military units have got 5, 6, 7 promotions. I mean, by the end of that campaign, I had at least 3 units that were fully promoted. I'd never done that in Civilization yet. Like, looking at this thing, they had all of these. These tanks don't have any of them. So I have to think about what do I want. I do like to take Barding, which is improved defense against ranged attacks, because the whole rest of this game we're gonna have cities firing at us. Then the route ability I find to be a nice little thing. Plus 10 combat strength versus fortified defenders. I'm not going to be, actually, oddly enough, I'm not going to be attacking a lot with my infantry and my tanks. until the artillery has worn the city down to 0 hit points. So I'm not really going to be attacking people who are fortified and combat strength. But yeah, I'm liking the right side of this better. So my military units are mainly going to be sitting out in front of cities, making sure that nothing happens to the artillery. Okay. The promotion, by the way, one of the best side effects of it is that it heals your unit something like 40 hit points. So now my tank is promoted and fully healed. Next turn, it can charge it into the fight. And oh yeah, builders have a lot to do after the army comes through and pillages everything. Oh, look at, there's a Polish general here. One thing is, like, I don't like in Civ 6 is that your great generals and some other great units, you can't kill them. If I go into there, and I would have had to have done it with a tank or something, I already moved my tank, so I can't do it. I mean, he's going to block the move. I don't think I can move my builder into this spot. No, I can't. But I think this spot, I've got plenty of other tiles to pillage. It's just sitting there watching me, and if I move a military unit into that tile, instead of killing it, like in Civ 5, you would kill it. In some cases, you get to keep it. No, it just goes back to the nearest friendly city. So they're really annoying. You can use them as scouts that way. Let's see. This mine's not pillaged. The honey. I can't get to the honey because the damn great general's in the way. I'm not going to repair any of these tiles because I don't own those tiles yet. Well, let's go repair the honey. Repair. All right. And oh, we have another trader. Do we want to start it from here? Let's just take a look at get some safe places to do trades. I'm not being terribly strategic on my trades. I'm just going for money for the trading routes and really trying to avoid. I mean, yeah, it's kind of risky to send them to countries I'm going to end up at war with. These trading routes to Zanzibar. Zanzibar is a city-state that's inside my lines, so these are really safe and they're really lucrative. It leads to Zanzibar. Okay, that's an available place. Let's transfer to Leeds. Confirm. Oh, it may not be that safe because even though the city-state is behind my friendly lines, this city is from a colony, so, well, it'll be going out to the water. That might be dangerous. Who knows? Whatever. Let's not overthink it. Traders aren't very expensive. They're pretty easy to rebuild if you lose them. Okay, so we have... Our fleet was deployed here to take Gdansk. Let's find another city to take. If there's another Polish city on the coast. Oh, there's one. And it's a lot further away from the front lines. It's going to take my army a lot. There's a chance that my navy will take this city. It's not only 4 population. It's not the most important Polish city on the map. But it's the only one left that's on the coast. Okay, so we're going to try our luck with that. Oh, I forgot about the sea dogs. Yeah, I learned that the sea dog, I did not appreciate before last game. Just recently figured out how cool coastal raiders can be. Okay, I'm gonna get my other units. Oh wow, this can get all the way down here and fire this turn. Okay, let's move to. Let's say I want to be 3 hexes away. The battleship has a range of 3. Cities have a range of 2. So let's go here. I'm going to line up all my battleships right along here. It has movement left to fire, but I'm going to be a little smarter than I usually am. I'm going to wait and fire once the Admiral gets down there and gives me a higher combat strength. Yeah, how about that? Okay, I can go right to here. That's 1 hex shy of my full movement, which leaves me enough to fire. Oh, I can't. The reason it's not showing me the option to fire is because I can't see the city. I mean, we know it's on our map, we know it's there, so I will have to take care of that little detail. And let's get this battleship down and see if it can get in range and have a movement point left over. It cannot. It's going to use all its movement to get here, so it won't fire this turn. That's fine. It'll fire next turn. And now let's get a ironclad. The ironclad can only get to here. Oh boy, I got it. I need a naval unit that's gonna has a movement to actually get in there and see the city. Okay, so the privateer, the Sea Dogs are gonna come to here. Now I can see the city, and now all the battleships can fire. But we're gonna wait until Admiral Lashkarina Bubulina gets down to the action. Oh, she doesn't have enough movement to help much. She can get to here. Actually, can't even get to there. Well, this one might be able to help a little bit. And that one, okay, so it's a fast. The fact is, they just outran outran the admirals. That's okay. The admirals will be in place next turn. Is there anybody? I'd hate to leave anybody out. No, those are all trading routes, traders. Let's, while we're here, let's pop down and charge for Hamika and Mogadishu. Okay, how are we doing on Mogadishu? We converted it yet? No, it's not ours yet. Influenced by 6 civilizations. Oh, we got a little work to do. Victoria, we are at 6 envoys. Canada and the Incans are both at 10. So we're gonna have to dump all of our envoys into there to take this last city-state. Just while I'm in the habit, while my mindset is around looking for forgotten naval units, just kind of looking at this inland sea, making sure there's not some naval unit that is missing out. Nope, I don't see anybody. Okay, great. The Navy had so much trouble taking Gdansk, even with all those ships, that I really kind of want to get every ship in the action. I got some ships in some places where I feel obligated just to leave a ship on guard duty. Well, not on this island. How about this one? Yeah, this is where their aluminum is. Yeah, we're gonna keep a battleship here by the aluminum. Here is, this is a pretty good producer. We'll keep that ironclad there, and Nottingham doesn't have anything. It's gonna have oil. Yeah, well, I don't think it's that important. Okay, so we've got Johann Wolfgang von something. Von Goth. Okay, so let's go drop off his great words of writing. Faust. Yeah, heard of that one. And what are we doing? Oh, we're building fisheries for Preston. Oh, that's great. I love fisheries. Yeah, we'll keep building some fisheries here. Fisheries are the second promotion you can get for Liang, one of the governors, and they turn your coastal tiles into something worthwhile. That's as far as she's gonna go. Okay, so we waited for the admiral. Admiral's still not here. We're gonna go fire anyway. Oh, this one has a upgrade promotion. I tend to take the promotion. It's always like, oh, don't fire, take the promotion. Just take the promotion, and then you get the benefit out of it for the whole rest of the game. Bonuses versus district defense. Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're firing at a city, which is a district. Okay, that was not gonna be able to fire because it took the promotion. This one will fire. Start working down. Oh, that's pretty good. We'll get this city in a hurry, maybe even next turn. And this one doesn't have a promotion. It doesn't have any movement left. Okay, so now that the privateer has done its job of spotting the city, it's going to move a hex away so it doesn't get fired at. And also, oh, it doesn't have enough movement point left to do a coastal raid. Yeah, I started to mention, I learned last game how cool coastal raids can be. But I thought I could demonstrate that now, but I can't. Let's go here. So then next turn I think I have enough movement points to do what I just did one more time, but and do a coastal raid. We'll see. Okay, we've got a builder here with a couple extra builds. We did the important thing of improving the oil. Does this need fishies? Does this need fishing boats? Yeah, kind of embarrassed. We've got crabs are really good for money. Yeah, look at that. I used to think crabs weren't really worth it, but now I do. And we got a builder here. We built a builder. I'm not sure what we were going to do with him. That's a problem with playing weekend part. You know, you're like, okay, I got to do this, or I can do that, and then you forget. But hey, let's just go down here and build a farm. Looks like it's going to be a great farm. We also have, I know we have a bunch of terrain over here we can improve. And we did the oil thing. We've got a improvement here. We got the plantation. We got this. We could, I don't know if I want to expend money on this. I got so much money. Why not? Okay, let's just. I have a soft spot for taking these small little cities and just making them as good as I can. It's just kind of fun. Turn my volume off my phone. Okay, let's run down here and build fishing boats. This is nice. Fishing boats, 3, 2, 4. That's a nice yields. Wait, those are whales. Oh my god. Oh, that's right. This is the game with like 20 whale colonies on it. Like, okay, that's just gonna wait till. Okay, I got. Oh, another unit. Somebody didn't fish. Oh yeah, I'm gonna build this mine. Even if I don't need nader, look at this. What it becomes: 2 food and 5 production. I mean, that's even if I, even without the nader, that's a really good spot. Okay, I need to take another bio break. Hey, this is what you men have to look forward to when you're in your 60s. All right, we're back. Okay, I think it's time to hit next turn. Let's see what next turn happens. Royal is still firing at the field cannons instead of firing at something that's actually threatening. The field cannons have been firing at them and doing like a point of damage each turn. But okay, there's a volcano storm. Yeah, whatever. My alliance with Pachacuti has increased. Okay. I guess they're just not at all upset about me taking over the world. I have some deals. I could sell honey. Yeah, sure. Why not? Sell honey to Pachacuti. Sure. There you go. 7 gold a turn. Why not? And I have a unit ready for promotion. A battleship. Yeah, and it's going to heal it too. Yep. Take the promotion. Bonuses against city defenses. Production of a factory up in Liverpool. I think Liverpool's probably already getting a factory. Well, it's got a factory bonus for sure now because it has a factory. Does it want a coal plant? London has a coal plant, I think, probably. Yep, coal. Oh, it's getting a bonus from yeah, it can only get a bonus from its own coal power plant. So the point is that London can produce power for Liverpool. Liverpool would get a production bonus by having its own power plant, but which is not bad. I just don't know how much I want to invest in Liverpool. It's doing okay. It's got because it has the St. Basil's. It's got 2 wonders. It's a great city. I love it. But let's see. There was something we were thinking of. That we want to. Oh, we should probably build a. Yeah, we could build an art museum here and take what's this? What take Goat or no, the artist King Ling, I think it is. Yeah, let's build an art museum there, and let's find that artist who I sent off into the water, I think, on a cruise. That's the way we call it. Yeah, Q Ying. We'll send them here. Yep. There was something I said we want to do. Okay, well, anyway, but here it's just about doing repairs on the damage that we did. Lublin, Gdansk. So it's interesting, is it? Yeah, that we've repaired the outer defenses. So naval attacks don't appear to do much damage to infrastructure because we bombarded the hell out of Gdansk for a whole bunch of turns, and it only took a few turns to repair everything. Its production is 18. Okay, we're never going to use it to build military units, so I'm not going to worry about the military academy. It's got plenty of housing. Just give it a monument. 2 more culture per turn. It's always useful. And okay, we're done with our production stuff, so it's time to start moving units. Okay, so can I put I have to admit that I sometimes forget who can stack with who. So the danger is I want to move this military engineer to this tile, but if it can't stack with the observation balloon, they'll end up switching places, which is not what I want. Okay, so the military, you have to do this sort of thing. You have to do military engineer is a support unit, and a observation balloon is a support, because if it's a support unit, which I think it might be, then I don't think they can stack together. So what I'm going to do is have this observation balloon actually go to here, Johannesburg. I'm a suzerain of it, so that I can move into the hex without sending the observation. And the observation balloon can do its thing from here. It just has to be adjacent to the artillery. It'll improve their range. And we can double check that by clicking on the artillery and seeing, yeah, sure enough. Okay, so but first things first, let's get our railroads built. This one's going to come down to here and build a railroad. Railroads aren't free. They cost a coal and a steel, but look at how much steel do I have, or iron? 497, and I'm producing 20 a turn. It's just, yeah. And coal, I am running at a I've got 290, and I am running at a surplus as well. That equation might change at some point. Okay, so this, I want it to come to here, I guess, and build its railroad there. Yeah, see, I was able to use all three of them here because of the modern road. Okay, the artillery's in position. Infantry's in position. Cavalry is going to pillage. Boom, boom, and boom. Yeah, just got like about 1,000 points of culture, and now it has 2 movement points left over, so they'll move 1 to here and start pillaging the campus for 393 points of science. So you could see pillaging is really, really productive. I mean, you really can get a lot of stuff out of pillaging. Okay, and because of the railroad, I'm able to move my field gun all the way to here. Not that I really need it up here, but it's nice protection for all my... If an army were to charge at me from over here, we know it's not going to happen because Jadwiga doesn't have any military units left over. Having a field gun here would really, really make her day. And Hippolyta, oh well. Okay, so let's fire. Let's fire artillery. Fire 1. Now that did some damage. You saw how that blue line, the field guns had fired a couple 3 turns and it barely moved the blue line. Artillery hit it once and brought the blue line, which is the outer defenses. What we just repaired in Gdansk. Okay, let's get the artillery. We'll fire more once again at Wrocław. Nice job. And then Hippolyta will do her thing. She's only got 3 turns left, but boy, we were using her right up to the last. And then the artillery will fire. That gives that unit an extra turn, so the artillery will fire once more. So we've got probably 2 more turns of bombardment, and then the infantry will walk in and take the city. And speaking of which, might as well pillage, heal up. When you pillage a hex, depending on the tile, what's in the tile is what you get. So pillaging farms, you get healing. Pillaging campuses, you get science. Pillaging theater squares, you get culture. Mines, you get money. So that's pretty important to know. All right, this military engineer is... Oh, this guy didn't do anything yet? Wait, I'm a little confused about what my engineers did. Okay, these 2 went. This one, I thought it changed this to a railroad, but it's showing 2 movement points left, so I've still got a lot of movement for this guy. Okay, well, we're gonna do the needful and get the railroad up to Wrocław. He doesn't have movement points left to actually do the railroad. That's okay. Yeah, you don't get the full benefit of the railroads in enemy territory. They still count as... Because otherwise, he would have had enough movement left to do that. I've never seen an actual rule on that. I'm sure it exists somewhere on the internet. But I mean, in Civ 5, none of roads and railroads do not work at all in enemy-controlled land. So, like, while you're fighting somebody, the road's not even just to reduce the movement cost of going through the woods, but the road here was allowing the movement cost to go down. Let's see, for moving across the road, the bridge was working, so that's good. But so he started off here, so it should have been, if the railroads were working, it would have been a quarter point, and then 1 point. So that would have been 1.5 points. He'd have had half a point left, but he doesn't. So I think these are modern roads, would be half a point, and a point, which would bring him exactly to 2. So he had just enough to enter this hex and nothing left over. So yeah, I guess railroads in territory that are ultimately controlled by the enemy, from the sense that they still have the city, that they control the city that the territory is in, I guess count as modern roads. like I said, I've never seen the rule, but that's what it seems to me. We'll put Hippolyta up here. She's still next to artillery. That's almost inevitably what she's going to be doing, is letting artillery fire again. She's a very versatile. These field guns are practically worthless against cities, but I'll fire them anyway. 9 damage. That's not so bad. Yeah, they do contribute a little bit. Oh, I still got a tank. Like the field cannons, the tanks are really best against other units. I'm gonna bring him down to here. And he can do some pillaging next turn. He's just slower at it. What is this? It's an industrial center with a power plant. Nice. I don't think we're going to pillage that. Well, I still got this great general in the way. Okay, I'm going to move to here so that I can go up and heal the honey next turn. And I'm just going to chill. And Himiko's going to drop in another envoy. And Birmingham. Okay, now I got to decide where to put the spy. Okay, yeah, let's confirm it's Birmingham. Yes. And then yeah, it's not listing my wonder as a place. Ruhr Valley would be the perfect place to place it, because then it'd be protecting 3 districts. This industrial center. This industrial center is the backbone of Birmingham's production, so I've got to get a spy covering it. So really doesn't matter. I guess I'll put the spy here in the aqueduct, because it protects the adjacent hexes. It'll protect the industry, and it'll protect the city center, where they could do the different spy missions that are attacks, like other civs attacking me with spies, can target city centers, and that they could try to neutralize the governor or steal art. No, art they would go to a civic a theater square. Anyway, we want to protect the aqueduct, so we'll counter spy. That sounds kind of funny. We're going to counter spy, protect the aqueduct, but that's just because it happens to be adjacent to the most valuable targets. Then after that, it kind of becomes a third spy. If and when I get a third spy, I'll probably put him on the aerodrome down here. That way one of my aerodromes is protected by spy right now. Then I get both of those protected. So, there's my second tank army. Let's get to the front. And now we're starting to build an infantry army. Okay, let's get the tank army to here, I guess. Kind of tempted to think ahead a little bit. I almost have a big enough army to be attacking 2 cities at once. It's just I don't have enough artillery. I need to build a 3rd artillery, maybe or just go straight to bombers. At some point, bombers rule the sky, and then jet bombers. That's really the thing. I think I think since I have 1 tank down there, I think I'm gonna bring this tank to Loveland. See, these great works are helping this one we just got, Faust and Sorrow's Young Mother. They're each giving two culture a turn, and so that's it adds up, I guess. At this point, it's kind of a rounding error, but okay. How are we doing down here? Okay, all my battleships are in position. Let's move the Admiral to here. This Admiral, we got 2. The battleships are all industrial era, I think. Battleships, no, they're modern era. Battleships are modern era. Okay, and this Admiral, just double checking, helps modern era ships. Okay, great. Then, now let's... This guy has, 9 movement points. Part of it's because it's near a leader. Okay, so the coastal raid, how many movement points does that take? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna do the most important thing. He comes up and acts as a spotter. So let's do that first. Comes up. See, I need to have a unit that can see the city before I can fire at it. So now the battleships will fire. Second battleship fires. Whoops. Oh, he can't fire because I give him a promotion. By the way, one of the leaders, Grand Columbia, I can't remember the name of the leader, but the civilization is Columbia, and they have their civilization's unique. One of their civilization's unique ability is that they can take a promotion, and it just costs like 1 movement point, and they can keep going. I find that really powerful, really nice. Okay, my ironclad. I could have had the ironclad come up and do the spotting. That would have been slightly better, but it's okay. It's within range to come in and take the city once we get it sufficiently reduced. So now the spotting is done. I can come up here, and I still have 6 movement points left. Yeah, plenty of movement points left. So let's come here and do a coastal raid. And coastal raid is, let's see what I get from iron. Probably money. 75 gold. That's not much. Oh, 789 gold and 50. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. See? And there's nothing Poland can do about it because I'm more than 2 hexes away from their city. And okay, I don't have any move points left over. So the coastal raid ends the unit's turn. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I've got a lot of money. This is good. I'm in a good shape. The ironclad fleet will just hang out. And I thought that was the ironclad fleet. It was the leader. Okay, and the leader, everybody hangs out. Okay, let's build more fisheries. Did I mention I love fisheries? See, these tiles become pretty good tiles. I mean, that's not a great tile, but compared to just normal coast, I mean, it's 1 food more, but it's better. This tile, the fishery, is 4 food instead of 3 because it's next to a bonus resource. So these 3 will be particularly good tiles as fishes. So 4-1-1, that's not bad. That's not bad for a tile. Way better than, just 2-1. Okay, we got this done. Let's just go over and repair these top. Is this on fire? No, it's just pillage. It's just a little effect to be creative. Yeah, we'll come over here. No, is this? Damn, it's under construction. Hey, what heroes do I have in this game? I gotta remind myself of this. Do I have Hercules? No, the Incans got him. I have Arthur, which is worthless now at this point of the game. Himiko and Hippolyta, who are both in play. Okay, I'm not missing out on bringing a hero back. Okay, the main reason I accumulate a lot of faith is just to bring heroes back for this strategy. There's other games might have a different strategy, but for this game, I've got Hippolyta is really, really good in domination, and Himiko's really good always. So, yeah, let's just tidy up some of these places that need development. I can't build fisheries down here. Oh, is this oil? Yes. Oh, see, I knew I had a specific goal in mind for this builder. And I was wondering what it was last turn. Thankfully, I remembered it because there's an oil platform here. So we're getting all of our oil platforms built. Oh, there's another one right there. Okay, good deal. I'm glad I remembered. hardest part about this game is remembering all the things that you told yourself you needed to remember. Okay, we got a trader in Leeds, and I think it was going to go to Zanzibar. I'm curious what that trading route looks like. It's the moving white line, it's going through my territory, and then it's going through the water, through Mogadishu, which will soon be mine. The rest of it's all water. Okay, I think this will be a safe route. Okay, begin route. He's James Wyatt, just waiting for that industrial zone to get finished. Next turn. Feel free to ask any questions in chat. If you got a question about what I'm doing, just want to say hi, tell me about your weekend, whatever you got going. That's supposed to be the fun here of being live streaming is, hang out and chat on chat. Or you can just listen to me yammer on. Oh, we got professional sports. Steve, you should be happy. We got professional sports, and we're going to do something about it. We also, by the way, have ski resorts, which are an extra amenity. They can only be built in mountains, and they can't be built adjacent to another ski resort. Obviously, they've never been to the Alps. It cannot be pillaged, worked, or removed. So before we forget, we're gonna go look at all of our entertainment complexes and make sure we queue up sports, because these are going to be really important, because we're taking cities right and left, and these are all going to be drains on our amenities. So we need to build sports stadiums to counter that drain. And sports stadiums get powered. You know what that means? That means that because we're England, you might remember from previous lectures, England has a special ability that anything that gets powered yields 3 extra of something. And what I don't know, but I'm eager to find out, is whether that applies to stadiums, because it's like it uses the word yields, and I don't know if the extra amenity are a yield. I don't think they are. So I'm kind of thinking that the power might England's power bonus might not apply. Okay, so Heidelberg is producing a zoo. Zoo's probably a prerequisite for stadium. It is. So until I get the zoo built, I can't do the stadium. So I'm pretty good at remembering, like, when I build a building, like, what's the next building in the sequence, and remembering to do it. Oh, that's not what I want to do, though. I want to press this next arrow button. Go to the next entertainment someplace. Okay, this one I know is getting built. The zoo, that's Frankfurt, right? Frankfurt, yep. Okay, so same thing. When it gets done with the zoo, it'll need to work on building the here we go. So this is London. London's a great producer, so this will build a sports stadium. And oh, there it is. Stadium, 5 turns. That's good. Stadiums are kind of expensive, but London's got 128 hammers a turn. So, okay, look at it there. Woohoo! There you go, Steve. There's a stadium under construction. Doesn't have a retractable roof, but yeah, it's gonna be good. And we will not be able to build unless is this a flat hex? Grassline. We could build the Estudio de Maracana here. Yeah, and we'll get the stadium. That will be our fastest route, actually, to Estadio Maracana. I might not build it down here after all, because it'd just be nice to get faster. And this will be the first stadium that gets done. London's our second highest producer. Certainly not going to have Birmingham build it. It's going to be building bombers soon. Okay, so that's not ours yet. That one's not ours yet. That one's going to be ours soon. Okay, now we've cycled through all of them. Okay, let's also... Now, what we just got was... Oh, let's see. No, it's a Civic. Professional sports. We just got stadiums, Estadio Maracana, and aquatic centers. So we also want to do the same thing with our. Oh, let's see. Denise writes, the other night I dreamed my family had a brief stopover in Seattle. We were walking around and walked past your condo, but you weren't home. Oh, well, I'm sorry I missed you in your dream. That would have been fun. Yeah, I hope if you do come to Seattle sometime that you let me know you're coming so I can make sure that you won't miss me. Or maybe there'll be another Actroki event at some point. Okay. Water park here. Yes. Oh, look at that. It's got the aquarium. And the owner is Newcastle upon Tyne. Okay, so let's go up here. Oh, they're building. Yeah, they're building a seaport. I don't know why I'm building a seaport. I really have enough ships, I think. But hey, I'm not going to question Prior Peter's judgment, but I am going to put the aquatic center ahead of the seaport. The seaport. Oh, now that the oh, it's pretty. I mean, it's just a nice little graphic there. It's kind of amazing how complex these graphics are. Like, there's a lot going on in this graphic for what shows up. You know, this is maximum enlargement. It looks pretty cool. There's that's got to be the aquarium, and the aquatic center I think is like a competition aquatics. I think that's what it's for, like Olympic swimming, that sort of stuff. Oh, whoops! I think I have other water parks. Let's not get too excited. I love how this game is a mixture of wargaming, if to the extent you want it to be a lot of wargaming, and just like basic, like a sim. It's like playing a sim having a purpose. Okay, these are the only two water parks. Okay, it's because I haven't built the other one. Oh, whoa. So, okay. Earlier, we were talking about what to do in Liverpool, so we built an art museum. Yeah, okay. But Liverpool, we forgot, or I forgot, that it needs to build this water park because London has the entertainment complex and the same city can't have both. Okay, so let's, I mean, I guess our cities are content. We'll go ahead and finish the museum, but oh, you know, it might be a district limitations. I think I didn't build it sooner because I didn't have enough district spots. Yeah, see, we have 10 population. That means just recently it had the capacity to do another district. Okay, so it's not showing it there. When the art, it's queued up now. So when the art museum completes, it'll start the water park, and then we'll build the Ferris wheel, and then we'll build the aquarium, and then we'll build the aquatic center. Woohoo! Okay. Yeah. Got an Aerosport for professional sports. And just a note to self to try and remember to build ski resorts with builders. Okay. Capitalism. Yeah. I don't think it does much for us. I think the economic stuff. Oh, the merchant points. Yeah. Great. Yeah, capitalism's good. Okay. Boys and girls, capitalism is good. If you're playing Civ 6. Because it gets you great merchants faster. Okay, there's my other observation balloon. Okay, good. These will eventually upgrade to drones. In fact, next turn. Let me get computers. I'll just move to here. Yep. Not a super big priority. We want to get the artillery. Who's working on artillery? Mine says working on artillery. Oh, it's finishing supply concrete. Boy first. Okay. Not Mines, Munich. Okay, Mines has finished a it could build an arrow. It's not really I think it'll start on a broadcast center. I've got enough money I could buy one, but it's, you know, I could buy buildings with all this money. Don't forget that option, because that's one advantage of having lots of money. But I am being cautious because I know how much the money situation can turn negative in the final days of our push for a domination victory. And we're just gonna go out here and fisheries are fun, but there's another priority in the works. Ski resorts. Oh, here's a mountain. Let's go build one here. Boom. It's one more amenity. And again, look at the ski resort. Oh, it's so cute. It's got snow falling on it. I don't see anybody shredding though. Yeah, we'll go around and we'll build throughout our empire. We'll build ski resorts all over the place, on every other mountain next. So I think, let's see. Preston probably already has a factory bonus from a nearby factory. Yes, it does. So no need to build a factory. I think we're just gonna keep. They've got a lot of things we want to do with builders. Just gonna build another builder. Again, I know I can buy one, but I'm overly cautious about my money. I did play a domination game recently where I ran out of money, and when I say ran out of money, I ran out of money, and my expenses were higher than my income. So you're running at a negative, and Civ 5, you can run at a negative up to like -10 for quite a few turns, and it just, won't bother you much. Eventually threaten it's gonna, you're gonna lose a unit at some point if you keep doing this, and eventually you will. Civ 6, I'd never run out of money before, and it happened. I was like, I'm at a deficit. Like, wow, I've never been at a deficit in Civ 6, and there's only like 3 gold piece deficit, right? And sure enough, next turn, bam, I lost my best crossbowman. It's like, what the? Jesus. Okay. I do need one more spy, so it's going to take him 17 turns, but whatever. Eventually we'll get it. Lublin. This is the city I just took. Oh, yeah, build a market. Oh, I need trade. I probably need another trade route. And oh yeah, okay. So we haven't done the movement here for these guys yet. Well, before I forget, I'm gonna do what I threatened: have these guys pillage the honey, and got 393 faith. Okay, that's good. I guess that's what honey camps do for you. And we'll just fire. I guess it's possible we might take Roclaw this turn. Oh, let's do our I would say do the military engineers first, usually, but I'm not. My army's where I want it, so I'm going to see if I end up taking Roclaw. It will be better to move the military engineers afterwards. Yeah, I am going to take Roclaw this turn. Yep. Okay, it's got a little shred of the lower line. My infantry can probably handle it. Take the city. Boom. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to go pillaging first. I can't pillage now that it's mine. So, I was so excited to take the city. Wow, look at this ley line production. I wonder if I'm going to... Am I doing... Yeah, I am doing hermetic. Wow, these ley lines get really good in the last... Wow, that's like a vampire castle is the only thing I've seen. I think better than that. Yeah, we're going to keep the city. It's not the capital, right? No, I think it is. No, it's not the capital. What was it? No, it's not the capital. The capital is... Krakow. Here we go. The capital's here. But I think we're going to take Warsaw and then go to the capital. And then that will be the end of Poland. Okay, so now, knowing that our next objective is Warsaw, that helps us decide where to build, what to have the engineers do. Okay, this one's going to finish this railroad. This one's going to come in, get it into the city. Oh, I remember now what the other thing was. I'm going to have some city build is another military engineer. I guess this encampment is hostile, so we got to be careful. I think I want to come down this way, I guess. I think that it's going to be too much of a hassle to avoid having this encampment firing at me. And frankly, my troops are tough enough to take it. So we're going to have... I think the encampment inserts a zone of control on these hexes, so it might not be that efficient for moving through that way. I think I just want to do a straight line down this way. It's not going to be the fastest railroad to build, which is kind of the point. You want it to be one of the fastest to build, but where's my third one? It's right there. Okay, so this is the second one. So let's go here and build a railroad. Okay, so the railroad's going to come straight to Warsaw. And wow, these ley lines are going to be big producers for me once I take those two of them right there. Okay, let's get the tank sitting right there. You never know when she might build a unit and counterattack. I'm really not worried, but it could happen. I don't want her taking one of these military engineers. That would actually be worse. So I'm going to camp. They've both moved already. Okay, I'm going to have this cavalry park on this engineer. Protect it. Hippolyta has another turn. So she's going to give one of these artillery units another turn. And so that it can move up in range. Yes, in range. Okay, I definitely want the artillery units to stay out of range of this encampment. So I'm going to want the artillery units to be 3 hexes away. I really want them here and here. I mean, one of them can be here. That'd be fine. In fact, it would be in range. But I'm not going to... And I have 2 observation balloons now. See? That's why you need a second one. Because sometimes it's not convenient to have your artillery adjacent to it. It's just not convenient to get the artillery right where you want them and have 1 observation balloon be enough. Okay, so this one will come to here. I don't think my artillery can fire, no. But the artillery has a fraction of the movement point left and it has a promotion available. We'll take that. Oh, can attack after moving. That's really nice. Yeah. Okay. And the observation balloon is actually not going to be there. Well, it's going to take this artillery maybe 2 turns. I don't think I'm going to have Hippolyta for long. I mean, I know I'm not going to have Hippolyta for long. I don't know if I'm going to have her in the very next movement. Okay. I think I have 1 more use out of her. Okay, so now you can see here's the downside of all that pillaging is that I've got all these things to repair. But it's not going to take that long. It will take the broadcast counter 21 turns. That's not a repair. It doesn't exist yet. So it's going to take 3, 7, 9 turns to repair that theater square. And I got like 2,000 points of culture out of it. I'll say, Mr. Stex, I need to pick up a copy of Civ 6 so we can play it. Yeah, you should. Get a copy of Civ 6 and all the expansions and everything. Get the full leader pack. Just, if you do it, get the whole thing. And I think Civ 6 has been around long enough that all the expansions and stuff don't cost that much additional money to do to acquire. Okay, observation balloon's right where we want it. The cavalry is protecting that military engineer. That's definitely me being more paranoid than I need to be, but so be it. And we've built the oil platform there. Let's go out and actually what I really want to do is focus on ski resorts. Ski resorts everywhere. Yeah, by the time you get to this point, now that I can build all the professional stadiums, you know, the professional sports stadiums, the Stadio Americana, the aqua centers, and ski resorts, you know, once I had time to fully realize all those things, amenities just will not be a problem for the rest of the game. And if I was playing a different kind of game, I could just really you could really start building high population cities, which can just do a lot. Okay, this builder is, oh, it can't repair that. I don't want to repair that. It's not mine yet. Oh, look it. Now the general moves into that tile. Okay, the general's just blocking me. Fine, we'll go build a ski resort somewhere. That's just weird. Okay, these guys go yet? No, they haven't. Okay, it's a new turn for these guys. Okay, great. Let's do the Ironclad's going to come up here and do the little trick of spotting the city this time. In fact, it might take the city this time. Okay, this battleship's going to fire. This battleship's going to fire. Oh yeah, we're going to take the city. And this battleship's going to fire. Finally, the Navy will be able to redeem itself. But before I take the city, let's do a coastal raid. Now, what do I get from? I think if I get healing from that, and I don't need healing, that's not such a good idea. Let's see. This is a mine. Let's go here. Coastal raid the mine. 75 gold, 789 gold, and 15 faith. Wow. Okay, so now the destroyer is going to come in and take the city. I know it's a little weird, destroyers taking the city, but you know, Navy units have land forces too. So the idea is if you reduce the city to rubble, you got enough of a, you got to really, a destroyer, if the city was a full strength, you wouldn't send that destroyer in there. It would not end well for the destroyer. It would barely damage the city, and it would damage the destroyer probably a fair amount. Oh, I'm gonna have loyalty problems with this city. Well, you know, this city, other than this really hot ley line situation here, we could. Do I keep? I just don't think I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm just gonna raise it. Yeah, we'll just raise it because it's just gonna have loyalty issues. So, city gone. That's kind of sad. We didn't come here to make friends. Should I start with the Platinum Edition? I'm not. Wow. What Civ to buy? I'm not quite sure. What's included with the Platinum Edition? It probably includes everything, but there's like leader. You know, it's hard to keep track of all the things that come up. Let me look at my. I think I have Steam still running. Viking scenario pack, Poland scenario pack, blah blah blah. All these scenario packs. Scenario pack, Rise and Fall, expansion. What about Gathering Storm? Let's see. I'm just going to look up online real quick. I'm going to search Google. Civ 6. How to buy everything on Steam. They have to make sure it's a recent post too. Like, okay, this is a year ago. You want to make sure it has. I confess, I'm intimidated about getting all the expansions to start with. Well, you just want to have the same thing I have the D still, so we can play together. I mean, you don't have to, but if I don't know what the price is, I don't want to be flippant about what level of investment that might be. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the last thing I bought was called the Civilization 6 Leader Pass, and that's what's showing up on my Steam. When I click on Civilization, that's what it says. I'll do a little research on it when I'm not streaming. All right, let's see what else we got going here. Oh, I could pillage this, get some faith. Sure, why not? Well, now that we've okay, the fleets have done their move, but I'm wondering what I'll do with them next. I think they can help bombard Krakow a little bit. Yeah, I can have all the battleships bombing Krakow when we get to it, or even sooner. Yeah, that's probably what they'll do. Okay, this guy is going to this tank. I'm gonna position to. I am starting to think about the trade-off of focusing on one city versus going for two. Warsaw only has a 3 population. It is okay. That changes the math a little bit. Okay, well, I'm gonna bring this tank right up to. You know what we're gonna do with this tank? We're gonna get rid of that general. So now my builder could go back and repair it. I just hate leaving a tile pillaged and not repaired. I feel this moral obligation to come and undo the damage I caused. Oh yeah, here we go. We're gonna get more aluminum. Good, that finally happened. All right. Let's see. Hippolyta has used her ability already, and I think what I want to do is put it in position to, if I get her one more turn, I'll be able to have her help get this artillery in place. Or, yeah, so it's fine right where she's at. She might have to scooch a little bit next turn. Okay, we're going to repair some of these damaged tiles. And we've already dropped as much as we can. Oh, here. Oh, hey, here we do have a place for Q Ying's art. All right, next turn. Looks like I might have lost a city-state. Okay, we got drones and floodgates. Did I lose a city-state? Like Singapore has declared war on... Oh, a whole bunch of people are declaring war on Mogadishu. Looks Dishu has declared war on Victoria. Okay, so somebody got the suzerainty. Pedro has suzerainty of Mogadishu, but I'm not at war with Pedro. I am at war with Pedro. When did that happen? If you hit me and I find out about it, I'm at war with Pedro? I missed that press release. Okay. Whoa. When did that happen? I feel like an idiot for not noticing this earlier. It didn't just happen because I didn't get a notice. There's none of these notices are that. Oh, wow. Okay, well, first of all, let's take care of the Mogadishu problem. Okay. How many envoys does Mogadishu have here? Or does Pedro have here? Pedro has 11 envoys. I don't think I can... Can I... Okay, this is weird. I'm going to try and... Okay, it won't let me drop an envoy here. because I can't use her ability in a city-state I'm at war with. Do I have enough envoys to take it? 5. Okay, Mogadishu, influenced by. Pedro has 11. I have Victoria. I have 8. So I need 3 envoys to catch up, and that'll make it neutral, and then I can use Himiko. Okay, so 3 envoys. 1, 2, 3. 11. Okay, let's place that. I only have 2 envoys in reserve. That's a little frustrating. Okay, so now I get the error score. Previous mercenary contracts are subject to renegotiation when England overturns the old suzerain of Mogadishu. The old suzerain, who was only suzerain for like a fraction of a turn. But, yeah. Okay, so now I'll drop one in from Himiko. She's got 4 charges left. Okay. So she'll be able to... Now I'm actually a suzerain of Mogadishu. So unless Pedro puts in 2 envoys to catch up and then bypass me, I'll be able to dump the rest of her charges in there. Okay. Okay, now we see all the countries that Mogadishu has made peace with. Okay. Yeah, we got the arrow score, and Mogadishu's declared war on Pedro. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, Pedro does not have much of an army. You know, the only civ with much of an army is Canada. Okay, so Pedro we're at war with Brazil. So, what do we want to do about that? Probably want to bring some naval units back into this area. Look at all these Canadians coming over the border. I don't see any Mounties yet, so I'm not worried. They might send somebody across to harass me. They might just like being at war. I don't know. We'll find out. So I think, well, I don't know. We'll see what we want to do. Is this like, have these guys moved yet this turn? No, it's a new turn. Okay. Well, let's see. We got our tank here. I think we're going to come up. The Brazilians just don't have much of an army, so I'm not really going to think too much about Brazil unless they actually come and do something. I am going to put this tank within 2 axes of Krakow so that I can see it. And then bring these battleships up over here. Let's get this guy out of the way to maybe here. And then this battleship to here. The other battleship. By the way, those 2 are battleship armadas, which is a naval equivalent to an army. This one is a single unit. I could build a battleship fleet, which is equivalent to a corps, and combine it with that. Since I will get a lot of use out of these ships, because there's a lot of coastal cities on this map. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm too far away there. I gotta go here. Okay, so battleships we decided, but I forgot. I think they're modern. Battleships are modern. Yes, they are. Okay. So this admiral only helps Renaissance and Industrial, which the ironclad counts as. This admiral helps Industrial Modern. So this is the one that can benefit these ships. So I'll put the admiral here. So within all the battleships are within range. All right, now it's time to fire. Oh, barely nudged it. 9 points of damage. 19 damage. That was the difference. 9 and 19. That was the difference between the single battleship and the battleship armada. Letter 18. And I got a promotion for that battleship. Okay. So now that we've fired, the tank can move to there. Move out of range. got a little great scientist there. You should use that. Here you are building great scientists when you should be building bombers. Oh, you don't have that technology yet. Well, neither do I, so. Okay, let's get the artillery up to where I need it. Oh, I should move my engineers first. I might. The only thing that's going to have trouble getting into position at this point is that observation balloon, whether or not it can get to me in time. So let's build this railroad out to here. Build. Yeah, it's not going to have enough movement left. Okay, so let's get this observation unit up to here. Yep, won't stack with that. Okay, so I think we'll be okay. Next turn, move the artillery to here. It won't be able to fire next turn anyway. Observation, yeah, we got plenty of time to get that observation balloon in place. This guy can fire. Boom. Oh my god. Okay. Does Hippolyta do anything yet? She's not done her command yet. I think we can finish off Warsaw right now. Okay, just go over here. Her last. This is my last use of Hippolyta until I get her back. Okay, this artillery is gonna fire, and now I think I'm just gonna have the tank take it. I should pillage something first. Let's see, Warsaw. Is this Warsaw or Krakow? This is Krakow. This is. Oh, is this the Bolshoi? No, it's the statue of Zeus. They look about the same. Okay. That was dumb and random. Okay, let's. I think we can just take this with the tank. There we go. We're gonna keep Warsaw because it's got oil. And salt. I think we got salt already, but can't have too much oil. Yep, let's keep the city. And it's got two of those great... it's a big tundra city. I already have one tundra city with St. Basil's. I can't build it twice. Okay, yeah, this city is... Well, it'll keep busy repairing the damage from the plundering for a while. I'll keep it busy. Oh, and let's queue up repairing outer defenses. I often forget to do that. It's not a thing until after you discover steel. Okay, all that's left is Krakow. And a lot of my units still haven't moved. So I guess we're just going to go up and get in place. Oh, we can do some pillaging with our cavalry. I'm not going to pillage the industrial zone because that's what's going to help us repair all this other stuff faster. And I got a move point left, so let's do it again. Oh, I got enough benefit to get capitalism. Do I want either? I might want to use laissez-faire. Let's take a look at policies. Oh, I'm getting great general points and housing and amenities. I'm getting 23 housing and 23 amenities off this. Let's see what the situation is on great general points. I find that great general points are just, it's hard to get these later great generals. Okay, I'm getting 66 per turn, but that is because of that policy. I got 1285, 891. I got 400 left to get. I will get a great general out of this. Great general is worth it. I'm going to keep with military organization, and then maybe I have to get one after I get one great general. I'll swap it out for the laissez-faire. Haven't taken a close look at policies for a while, so let me do that. Okay, force modernization is huge. It's plus 50% for gold. This is for upgrades, unit upgrades. And until you get force modernization, there are upgrade policies for the gold costs and upgrade policies for the resource costs are separate. But once you get force modernization, it's just one policy, half off both types of payments for all upgrades, and we will be doing upgrades on a pretty regular basis. So that stays in. Yields, yeah, yields are 50% higher from plundering, so we definitely want to keep that going. I don't know that we're needing much from loyalty bonuses. It's actually that we're going to be taking cities so fast, the loyalty's typically not an issue. See, I took over Poland there, and I never even bothered to transfer governors to the front line. But is there something else that I really want here? Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. All improved aluminum oil resources yield 1 additional. Yeah, I think we're gonna maybe, let's see. Maybe we swap lower, hit the economy, and keep our loyalty option. Now, I think until loyalty becomes a problem, I'm not going to worry about loyalty. I mean, other than just the normal sort of things that you do to take care of it. What here is really good? I don't see anything as good as the ones I've got. Diplomatic. This colonial taxes is really good in this situation. Raj can become really good, but it's not that good yet. Not as good as colonial taxes. Okay, I think we're good with our policies. So you skipped Civ 5, huh? Yeah. I really like Civ 5. I spent a lot of time playing Civ 5. I played Civ 6 a long time before I got to the point where I was like, okay, I think I finally like Civ 6 better. When I first started with Civ 6, the big thing that Civ 6 has is manipulating all these districts. All the versions before Civ 6 don't have all this districting stuff. And at first I just found it really kind of intimidating, like, wow, it's a lot of work. But once I learned it well, I started to really enjoy it, because it is kind of like playing SimCity in a way. Okay, choose research. Oh, yeah, that's right. We just got computers. Okay, we need to do... Okay, now we're going to work on flight. 4 turns, we'll get bombers, but our city's going to be a little busy. Okay, this is where I think you just bite the bullet and go through. This is the way I do it. Just bite the bullet and go through and build floodgates everywhere. So that's what we're going to do. Floodgates are going to be a building. I think they're going to be part of the city center. Flood barrier, excuse me. And we're going to put that at the front of the queue in every city. I need to use another biome break. Sorry, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Okay, so this is going to be a little tedious. I'll try and be as quick as I can about um, some cases. Oh, Plymouth does need a flood barrier. Probably like some of these tiles out here. Yeah, but hate to lose that theater square. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, for sure. Flood barrier. Put it ahead of the art museum. Okay. Then Preston. I'm playing on a fractal map, so makes it pretty likely that switch the order. Because once you get the technology for flood barriers, it happens at about the time you start losing tiles. So that's why I just rush in and build the flood barriers right away. So that I don't lose any tiles. Could probably take a closer look and see like, well, what tiles are really at risk. Okay, so it didn't show up here on Newcastle upon Tyne, and so I think that means that there's nothing at risk. I think it only gives you the option to build a flood barrier if there's actually a risk of losing a tile. So that's good. I don't know that that's true, but I don't know why it wouldn't give you the option unless that were the reason. Okay, and it's not like you need a special district, it just shows up in the city center. Frankfurt doesn't need them. It's not like you need sewers first. I don't think there's any prerequisite. Let me check that real quick. Flood barrier. I think the only requirement is city center and computer stack. Okay. Let's see. Did we check Frankfurt yet? Yeah, we did. Okay, next city is doesn't need one. Mainz. It's way inland. That makes sense. Oh, we're building hydroelectric dams. That's right. I forgot about that. That's great. Those are really good. Oh wait, I don't think I actually looked. Yeah, there you go. Flood barrier. And then switch it. Okay. Munich is landlocked. Lublin is going to need a flood barrier, and this is going to hurt. These cities don't have much production, so flood barriers are going to take longer. Oh, this dam. Jeez, this dam's never going to get built. Yeah. I mean, the dam and the flood barrier are both flood barriers. Gdansk, flood barrier. Move it to the front, line. Heidelberg, flood barrier. And then Ulm doesn't need one. Radom, yes. It's building a drone. We have 2 balloons. We don't need a drone. Speaking of which, let's upgrade this puppy. Where's our other one? Here. Oh yeah, 2 drones becomes a gives you a boost for lasers. We're gonna nix this drone. We don't need 2. I don't know what else we're gonna build, but it's not gonna be that. And Warclaw. Yep, it wants a flood barrier. Let's put it first. And then, oh, soon, yeah, all of my colony cities are going to need him. Yeah. Oh, there we go. It just finished a trader. Hey, speaking of which, another one? Yeah, let's queue up the next one. And let's queue up the next one. Wait. Oh my god, I've lost like 10 traders. Oh my gosh. They might have just be sent back. Okay, I'm gonna put my excitement on hold around that. I don't think Warsaw looks landlocked. Doesn't need flood barriers. Yeah, Nottingham, 29 turns for a flood barrier. Okay. Wow, I would hate to lose. Look, it's just going to be a ring around the entire island. I would hate to lose this tile. Oh no, that one. No, it's this tile. I hate to lose. You don't have to actually worry about the the offshore drilling platforms. They'll, I guess, rise with the sea. I guess. Wow, we might send a couple trade routes to Nottingham, rebase them in Nottingham, and have them improve their production by trading elsewhere. Okay, next city. Oh man, I'm so close to finishing that industrial zone. Oh, it leads. Oh, Norwich doesn't need a flood barrier. Oh, that's right. It's quite a ways from a flood barrier. Okay. What about Leeds? Okay, Leeds, I think will actually get the flood barrier fast. Well, not necessarily faster, but if we finish the industrial zone first. Oh man. Now let's be conservative here. Let's do it the right way. It does mean we'll probably use James Wyatt on Norwich's industrial center because we will get it sooner. Okay, so Leeds. Next town. Hull. Flood barrier, 16 turns. Yeah. Well, it's not the aluminum that's threatened. Okay. Not too worried about it. Now we're back to London. Okay, that's whenever I have to go look at every city, I always start with my capital, so I know when I'm done looking at every city when I get back to the capital. Okay. Okay, civics. We don't want any of these. Well, we might want nuclear. No, I don't think we do. What's the spies? Great science points. Yeah, that's sometimes crucial, but not in this game. I think we're just gonna go. Let's see, have a themed building. What's this gonna give us? Tourism, Sydney Opera House, shipwrecks, and 3 envoys. We're a little tight on envoys. Let's do that. Let's get cultural heritage. Get pop down 3 envoys. Secure our position. I think that little debacle. I lost a lot of trade. I lost a whole bunch of traders, and I think they were. I think a lot of them were either going through Brazilian. See, I might lose more. Where's this one going? Hard to say. So I need to rebuild my trade routes, I think. Unless they might just pop up in the cities they started in. Like, okay, here's a trade. Yeah, here's a trader in a city. Did I just build it, or did it come home after being interested? Anyway, we'll find out. Okay, so let's look at available routes. Only interested in money. Okay, let's just go Newcastle Upon. Yeah, getting to Cusco is probably going through Brazil. Okay. Hull to Mogadishu, or Newcastle upon Tyne to Mogadishu. I know that's safe. Let's do that. Let's move to Newcastle upon Tyne. Okay, so I have I think what I have here is a situation with a mixture of units that have moved and other units that have not. Like, okay, I don't think this infantry have moved. They have not. So we're going to get up here close to Krakow. Like here. Krakow's the capital. It might be a little... We are going to try... I am going to try and set up a siege, Krakow. I'm going to do that by... I'm going to have to get a unit on this side of the river and 2 units on this side of the river. And that's okay. So I don't have it yet, but I will. I can use field cannons for that. Oh, we'll just pop off a shot over here. What'd it do? -4 on defenses. Yeah, not that impressive. And well, just guess I would like it up here. Oh, did I not move my military engineers yet? Okay, let's do that. I'm really not... I think I'm just going to focus on getting my transportation lines up to Krakow. That's just not going to worry about Warsaw. Okay, this cavalry unit has 1 more pillage. Then it can move on to the next thing, which is not going to be the wonder. It's going to be over there, the I think I'm going to leave the entertainment complex in place, just so that I get its amenities right off the bat and can invest in it. Okay, this builder here, yeah, let's heal up some of these tiles. It's not going to make any difference to move Hippolyte or not. This is our last turn. Okay. You know, since I don't have a city I can take it with the ironclads, I think I'm gonna go up here, kind of patrolling along. Ooh, I'm gonna lose that trader when it goes through Barulos. Yeah. Oh, here's a trading route in Bradford. And it can go to Mogadishu. That'll be a very safe route, I think. Oh no, Mogadishu. Oh yeah, Mogadishu should be safe. Should be. Should be. Can we keep Mogadishu? Has Miko gone yet this turn? Yeah, she has. Yeah, that's... you know, I think I got Mogadishu and Zanzibar. Zanzibar is the one that's really close. Okay, I got things a little confused there in my head. Madagan. Okay. Well, we can do a coastal raid. We'll find out what we get from raiding farms. 75 gold, 15 faith. That's it. You don't get much from raiding farms. I think if I was injured, I might have gotten more. Like, I was at full strength, so healing might not have shown up. Okay, Mainz to Mogadishu. I'm gonna take a gamble that that's okay. So my trade count is going up. So I think instead of losing a bunch of traders, not traders, traders. I think I lost. I think they just got sent home. Looks like. Oh, here we go. My first supply convoy. And supply convoys are probably also a support unit. Yeah, okay, so military engineers, drones, and supply convoys can't stack, I don't think. And this supply convoy is going to go all the way over. Okay, he's going to help movement, so he's going to show up here. Yep, Hippolyta is actually a unit. Okay. That's where I want to spike it. Okay, Denise, running a few errands. I'll have to log off. Have fun. See you next week. All right. See you next week. Have fun with your errands. If you're still there. Let's go to Zanzibar from Sugarland. That'll be safe. And Leeds. Where are we? Where's Leeds? Oh, there's Brazil right here. Let's not go to Brazil. Can I go to, let's see, just sort these by money the other way. Wow, 19 to Dortmund. I know that's safe. Mogadishu. I'm putting a lot of eggs in this basket just for a few extra gold pieces. Let's go to Dortmund. I think that's going to be pretty safe. Wow, look at the way it's going. It's going not quite by this route. It's not going to be safe. Let's see, Leeds. What? This is the trade route's going back to Portsmouth. That's weird. Leeds to that is really weird. What is going on here? Excuse me. All right, well, I'm just overthinking this. Let's just go back. Let's just go to Mogadishu. 29 gold. Begin route. And James Wyatt still hanging out, waiting for an industrial zone to plop down on. Let's go to Zanzibar. Yeah, that's real safe. And Hull, what unit is this? Oh, it's a builder. Oh, builder has a couple builds left. Let's, yeah, we went and got the aluminum. That will go down and we might as well finish developing the island. Okay, so this, we are looking for mountains. But ski resort. The great thing about ski resorts, in addition to applying, giving you one amenity, is that it's an improvement that you're putting on a mountain, and the mountain's not good for anything else. So, I mean, or tunnels, that's about it, but you don't always need tunnels. Okay, London to Mogadishu. Sure. And yeah, I think I didn't actually lose those traders. I think that they just got reset when Mogadishu declared war on me. And now that that war is over, we just restart them. I'm not even sure. I might have lost only like one turn of income from those guys. Oh, Ludwig denounced me. See, that's what happens when you don't completely wipe out a civ. You leave a couple little towns for it, and then you just have to listen to them whining the whole rest of the game. Do I want any of these things? No. Cultural heritage. Why did I say, oh yes, I want to do, oh, because I got 3 envoys. That's why. And Hippolyta's gone. Let's see if we can get her back. No, not there. Heroes. Hippolyta. Oh, yep, we can get her back right away. That's awesome. Boom, there she is. Nice. She's only out for like one turn. And because we have railroads all the way to the front lines, she's gonna get there really fast. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay. Take the train. Pedro finished a wonder. Okay. And there. Hey, we got in the same turn, we got Hippolyta. We got the arrow score for losing Hippolyta and the arrow score for gaining Hippolyta. That's hilarious. Okay, we found some shipwrecks. We will not be sending archaeologists out to the shipwrecks. That's really good. That would be like mission critical if we weren't doing for a cultural victory and we were looking for as much tourism as possible. Okay, we have a Casus Belli declare war on Ludwig. No, we're not going to declare war on Ludwig. Warsaw, Crow, that's fine. And I got a battleship with a promotion. We knew that was coming. +7 combat strength on district defenses, in addition to the, or 10, in addition to the 7 we already have. That sounds like a great idea. Okay, but we don't get to fight, shoot this turn. Okay, open civics. Let's see, what's our next civic that we wanted? That's why we went for that. We, I guess, want nuclear fission. Are we in any danger of getting that anytime soon? No, we've got other things that are way more important to build. So I'm leaving these ones back here because I don't need them for anything. I think eventually when you get out to the future era, I think it forces you to go back and buy all these that you skipped. See, they don't lead anywhere, so they're not prerequisites for anything. So there's really no, and I'm not interested in switching governments, and neither of the policies of nuclear program I'm interested in. If I was going for a lot of cases, I would want this really urgently, Science Foundation, to increase great scientist points, but it's just not a priority for me in this game. I'm glad that I'm leading in science, but I don't need to keep adding fuel to it. Okay, we'll go for Cold War. We don't really need it either, but it's a prerequisite. Okay, Mogadishu. First of all, let's do Himiko. It's gonna bump in, and I just don't want to take any chances. I'm gonna bump in 2 more of my new envoys into here. And over the next 2 turns, I'll give the last 2 charges of Himiko into there, just because my economy is really resting on being able to send trade routes to the 2 trade cities that are conveniently located, which is Mogadishu and Zanzibar. And I think those are the only 2 trade cities in the game now. There might have been another one at one time that got wiped out, but yeah, so I need to really make sure. I should check and see if there's anybody threatening me here. Mogadishu, Yadwiga. Well, she's not going to be a force any longer. Okay, so I think. Well, Yadwiga does have a town down here. Oh, not for long. That one's going to be gone next turn. And it'll probably either get absorbed by me or Ludwig. Ludwig's a little closer, but I got more population nearby. But the curve on that deteriorates over distance, so. Okay. Let us hit these guys again. Okay, battleships coming in. Think of battleships as artillery that has a higher movement rate. And we're going to put the tank over here. And when we put this guy here. Oh, he doesn't have zone of control. We can't quite get it to there. Okay. Fine. Well, we have this guy though. He's gonna come up here, and now, so you could tell a city's under siege when this little icon appears right above the city. It looks like a red heart with a slash through it. That means the city's under siege, and what that means is that it won't repair damage to its outer defenses each turn. Okay, so let's do the railroading. And where's my other military engineer? I have 3 of them down here. Here's one. Oh, that's right. I was going to build railroad to here so that when I move that artillery unit, it goes faster. Okay, and then let's build the railroad unit. Railroad here. Okay, good. Okay, we did all the railroading. And we've got the supply convoy back here with these artillery, so they should have higher movement routes. Yeah, I see they have a movement rate of 3 instead of 2. And we want the artillery in these 2 spots here, and we can easily get there with this one anyway. And this one can get to here. Great. And then, can it fire? No. Can this one fire? Yes. This one's got the promotion that it can fire after it moves. Oh, we got to move the drone up there first. Turn that off. Okay, drone is going to come to here. Supply convoy is going to come. Can't go there because it can't stack with the military engineer, but it can be adjacent to both of them here. I've got my second drone, but I don't need it right now, so it's just going to hang out. Okay, so now this artillery should be able to fire at the city. Yes, it can. And thus the process begins. And Hippolyta will be up there next turn to get back into action to give it 2 shots a turn. Okay, it's under siege, and the outer defenses are down about 40%, looks like. So that's good. And we might as well pillage. And might as well pillage again. All right. These guys might as well fire. I mean, and you could see how much more complicated and dangerous and fun it would be if she had an army. Oh, you know, I could put this supply convoy right here. Oh, no, it's got a... I do realize this encampment is still hostile and will do a little damage to something, but I don't think I need to worry about it too much. It'll be... it'll do just a little bit of damage to something. That's not going to kill anybody. What'll happen is if the computer is smart, well, the best targets are the artillery. So actually, the computer's in a dilemma because what it would really like to do is it's got the city that can attack and the enhancement and the encampment that can attack. It's most effective if they both pick the same target. But on the other hand, the best targets are the artillery, which are out of range of the encampment, or out of the city. So, it'll be mildly interesting, I guess, to see what it does. This artillery. Oh, it's letting this artillery is getting to fight. And so this is where, and it doesn't have the promotion that lets it fire after it moved, but for some reason it's letting me fire. I don't quite understand why. I'll take it. Okay. Well, conveniently, we're not going to have to declare war on Brazil. So because they apparently declared war on me, and I missed the press release. That's just weird. Oh, finally we get to repair that honey camp. Yay. If the Brazilians were really smart, they'd have a couple ships that would sail out here and try and screw with my, and actually plunder the trade routes. I don't think it's going to happen. But we're going to have some guys around just in case. Okay, so we have in this mountain area, we can do 2 ski resorts. So we'll stick to the rail line as best we can. One there. Wow, we got a lot of mountains. Wow, this is going to be great. We're going to get so many amenities off ski resorts. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's see, this mountain group, we can get 3. The rule is they can't have 2 of them adjacent to each other. But this corner, and this corner are all separated by this one. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm out of coastal tiles. I don't think there's any more coastal pillaging. But since the Brazilians declared war on me, I bet there's something I could go pillage that is out of range of return fire, like that theater square there. Coastal raids. Can't believe I missed that for so long. Well, this tank is going to go up. We're going to start getting in the water. Zanzibar. Oh, I know where I was heading. Come over here and build a ski resort. In all fairness, I did play this game quite a while before I realized that ski resorts added an amenity. I just thought they were just like tourism bonus. But when I discovered that, I got really excited about ski resorts. Okay, next turn. Okay, next turn. Let's see what's happened. Poland, yep, lost. That, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that town. Woo. So that'll be. This is the loyalty mechanic. When your cities, if you have a city kind of all by itself, that's near other Civ cities, you don't even have to be at war with them. Just any other Civ cities, not city states, but if there's more opponent population nearby than your population nearby, then the city will start to lose loyalty, and eventually it will revolt if you don't do something about it. And then this is now a free city space, kind of like a barbarian camp, and they'll be hostile to the neighbors, which none of them are me, so I'm not too worried about it. Well, I guess they could come up, I guess Ulm. But then eventually, after being a free city for a while, for 9 turns, they will offer to join one of the nearby civs. And if it's me, I'll probably accept it, just because if I don't, then if nobody accepts it, then it just stays a thorn in our sides, and for indefinitely. Okay, Norwich has won the race. I'm tired of waiting. We're going to go ahead and use James Wyatt's benefit. Now, all of our factories have +2 to production. That was such a long wait that I do wonder if I should have just used it on some place where I wouldn't have gotten the free workshop and factory just to get the +2 on all the other factories. But, meh, whatever. Okay, now Norwich has a production of 55. That's not bad for this, place down here in the hinterlands. We're going to build a coal plant here because the conversion of power, I can double check this, but I'm pretty sure the way it works is that the power conversion only gives power to cities within 6 tiles. Yeah, okay. So the coal can come from anywhere. It just comes from the general supply. And the amount of coal, it will convert any amount of coal. So this will supply, if there's enough coal available, which there is, it'll supply as much power as these 2 cities need. But it has to be one of these cities has to have a power plant, or there's no power on this island. So we are coming out of the darkness. How many diplomatic? Hey, Packer fan, thanks for stopping by. How many diplomatic? Yeah, am I in danger of accidentally winning a diplomatic victory? Let's find out. I've got 15 points. One could make an argument that I should go for a diplomatic victory, but all these coal plants, they're not going to help me win a diplomatic victory. Also, the fact that I I'm now actually losing diplomatic favor every turn because I got a big penalty from -8 from carbon emissions penalties, -4 from grievances, whatevs, and -5 from occupying original capital. So even if I was being a good boy on the carbon emissions, which would be really hard to do, it'd be like not using coal. Eventually, as a domination victory, you lose so many points for taking capitals that So there's no way I can win stuff in the Congress. Although the fewer civs, I mean, when it gets down to just, even me against 1 civ, they're going to have way more diplomatic favor than I will. Okay, let's go down here and build. What else? What do you think I'm going to build, guys? Oh, that's a tank. That's not a builder. Tank's not going to build anything. Okay, get back in the water, you fool. Get in the water. Okay, this builder is going to come down here and build a ski resort, of course. Okay, this is a new turn, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's wipe out Poland. This is going to be the end of Poland, actually. By the way, can I get... Let's see. Let's get this military engineer out of the way. Oh, wow. It took all its move. So I can put the convoy here. Actually, I can put Hippolyta there. I think I can get Hippolyta down in time to give me another shot with my artillery. Okay, so her dying and then getting resurrected and coming all the way back to the front lines means that only 1 turn went by where she didn't get to use her ability to give my artillery an extra shot. Oh, I didn't even need it, but I want the artillery to get the XP, so whoops. Oh, this artillery does have a promotion. Okay, never mind. No, we're gonna... I'm gonna have it shoot to get these Oh, I think once you're... Oh, that was a mistake. I think if I understand the rules right, once you're eligible for a promotion, until you take the promotion, you don't gain XPs. Like, because you already have enough XPs to advance. Alright, infantry go in, take Krakow, and that ends Poland. Sorry, Jadwiga. Nothing personal. But you did attack me first. Yes, we will keep city. And I just can't help but wonder about the wonders we might have gotten. We got the Mahabodhi Temple, which is 2 victory points. Oh, that's interesting. And Statue of Zeus. I wonder if I get the 2 victory points. Packerfan, I'm glad you asked me what my victory points were, because now I can compare and see. Did I just pick up 2? No, I didn't. Okay, so if you build that temple, you get the 2 victory points, not if you take it. Yeah, no camera this week. I had the flu recently, and I have some scarring that will clear up, but it's not a good look for me to be on camera today. So. Yeah, it's not pretty. My face isn't pretty right now. Not as pretty as it normally is. Krakow, let's do the flood barrier first. Okay. Now we start moving. Okay, so we have finished. Let's look at the big picture for a moment. Full screen map. Okay, so the really bright red territory is mine. I started in the northern end up here. Germany was in the middle. We took them out, and we took Poland out. And logically, who we should go after next is Brazil. And the city closest to my cities, and therefore the best sort of loyalty strategy, which is pretty crucial, is probably here. This is probably where we want. And we might need governors and loyalty stuff. The other option would be to start here. So when I take this city, I'm going to be in loyalty range of anti-loyalty range. I'm going to have my loyalty undermined by these 3 cities for sure, and a little bit from that one. I think the range is 9 tiles. So that's going to be 3 that are really close to me. If I take this city first, I'm only going to have 2, well, Brazilian cities and this Incan city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's at about the range where you don't have to worry about it too much. But then where do I go? Yeah, it's tough. The cities are kind of close together. They're just a little spread out on this peninsula. And I might have an easier time loyalty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might have a little easier time on the loyalty, but I have fewer of my cities offsetting it. And some of these cities of mine are pretty big. It'll help on this city to have, that's Newcastle upon Tyne, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Hexagoy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these are barely going to help. It's actually going to be a bit of a challenge. I'm questioning I might need to load up. I think I'm going to have to load up on loyalty policies. Also, these Brazilian cities are probably freaking huge. Well, not that big. Manaus is 12. Brasilia is 14. Rio de Janeiro is 8. By the way, in real life, I love Rio de Janeiro. It's a really great city. Let's see. 8 turns I can change policies. I probably will do that. It's going to take me 3 or 4 turns to get my army over to Mogadishu. And then a turn or 2 to take Salui. Yeah, really hard to know which one to go after next. There is now that's a good point. I probably want to take Salui first because it's closest and stuff, and then I probably want to drive on Manaus and take out Manaus because Manaus is the biggest population. Brazilia's a big population too. So the amount of influence the cities have on loyalty is based on population. So taking out the biggest population, does it make sense to start with Brasilia? No, because then I got to deal with Canadian cities too. The loyalty problems come along whether you don't have to be at war. What are these Canadians doing? Just hovering around Preston? Are they waiting for my skirmisher to go away? Do they want to build a city there? I think they do. That's just funny. Okay. Which city is the capital? Rio. Yeah, Rio de Janeiro. It's the capital. But with 2 more civs to take out afterwards, Canadians and the Incans, I really got to go take out most of these cities. I can't. I mean, I won't be able to hold Rio de Janeiro just from a loyalty perspective unless I take or raise all these cities around it, or at least most of the cities. Maybe if you leave Campinas and Fortaleza, if you leave those, maybe not to worry about them. But yeah, I think São Luís, I think with my navy I can almost go after both of these at the same time. I don't have bombers yet. Once I get bombers, they'll be coming soon. I might get 2 turns, I get advanced flight. I might get the first couple bombers that'll be helping out. But I'm not going to be able to base aircraft in Mogadishu. Oh man, I really needed to have built more military engineers. I need to crank out a couple military engineers. Where can I build them? Amenities are a huge priority, but all my cities are content. I think I need to build a couple more military engineers. Quick, maybe I'll just buy them. So here's why I need more. You said, well, I already got 3. How many charges do they have left? Oh, this one still has 3 charges. And this one has 1 charge. Can't use the last charge or you lose the engineer. This one has 1. Okay, so I got 2 charges. I'm thinking airstrips. Okay, I got 2 charges off that military engineer. So I'll be able to plop down 2 airstrips in Mogadishu for a couple bombers, and I think bombers will be in range from Newcastle upon Tyne. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 or maybe 15. I don't remember exactly what the range is. Also, this aerodrome will actually be useful for a while, other than just producing aircraft, because I can base 3 planes out of here. And okay, I want to know what's the range on a bomber? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 hex short of being in range of Rio de Janeiro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it's in range of Manaus. Okay, we can just, however fast we can build bombers, and we might just buy a few. I got 11,000 gold. I think I put 3 bombers in Bradford aerodrome, built a couple of airstrips here, a couple more. I think I'll be, and I got another infantry army coming in 5 turns. I think I got 2 tank armies now. Yeah, I'll probably be in a position to attack both of them at the same time. All right, let's start moving troops. Let's see. Did Hamiko do her thing yet? No. Yeah, Mogadishu is super important. But I got enough envoys there now, I'm not worried. Okay, let's... Well, I think it's pretty obvious where the fleets are going next. I don't know what I've moved and what I haven't, so I'm just going to cycle through. Okay, field cannons. Get in the water. Boom. these battleships, I thought they fired. Oh, that one evidently not. Okay, well, let's get up here. Yeah. Hope they outrun their admiral. You would think that admiral would be able to keep up. Why aren't you just on the battleship? Oh yes. So good question. Do I like to build the biplanes? If I'm really worried about science, like worried about like keeping up with the Joneses, like if I'm just not, if I'm a little bit behind on like if I'm on the tech tree, meaning not necessarily points, but like if there's a civ or multiple civs that are ahead of me on the tech tree, or vying for, or even with me, and especially going to war. I hate going to war with civs that are more advanced than I am, because then, you hate to have your infantry up against mech infantry. Then I want every boost possible, and I'll build 2 biplanes just to get the boost. But in this game, I didn't build them because the advancement on the aerial fighter track, which means biplanes upgrade to fighters and then jet fighters, and they're just not as worthwhile as bombers, and they take up oil just the same. So I would, I did play one game where I built the 2 biplanes, and then when I started running low on oil, I scrapped them, deleted them. So that's my. Now, I'm not saying biplanes are worthless, by the way. You can attack with fighters with biplanes. You can attack cities. You can attack units. I'm moving. Yeah, I'm just. But it is they can attack, but they're just not as good at it as the parallel units on the bombers and jet bombers. I'd be curious what you think of my rationale. Like, if you think that sounds good or not. Ski resort. Boom. And drone's got as far as he can go. Hippolyta's used her ability. She's gonna chill. I got carried away by my engineers. I really should build railroad here. That's probably closest to the artillery, just to get them to the port fast enough. I moved one of these. I got excited about getting to Mogadishu and moved one of those military engineers all the way up there. Should have stopped and improved one of these tiles. Drone's fine. Okay, the ironclads. Let's see. No use giving them a free shot at me. I'm gonna try and stay a couple hexes away from this encampment. Okay, this builder gonna go down here, build another ski resort. I mean, we have just gone crazy with skiing. We just love skiing now. Sea Dog. Yeah, we had a plan with the Sea Dog. Let's stick to it. Let's go up here, do a coastal raid on this. Yeah, 400 culture on this theater square. Nice. Packer fan says, I agree with you, although I have played a couple games where jet fighters have been very useful in combating enemy bombers. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Once in a while, it's rare, but once in a while, you do run across enemy bombers, in which case, having fighters is really good. So what I tend to do is just wait until I see that. Because it's so, I mean, you're so constrained by oil. I mean, in Civ 5, it was just all money. So as long as you had enough money, you didn't care. But, which sometimes is a problem. But you're so constrained by oil in this game, or aluminum, excuse me. Aluminum, and it's just like, okay, like, that's how much you can have. Like, how much aluminum do we have now? Actually, we're in pretty good shape. 15 aluminum. Okay, I mean, I could probably build a couple of jet fighters and a helicopter and still have 12 aluminum for 12 bombers. I mean, that's probably fine. Maybe that's what I should do. This artillery, yeah, okay, we are gonna move. Okay, let's do this first. Actually, let's start with this one. And we go to here, build a railroad. This one go to here, build a railroad. This one, military engineer. Where's the best place? Because does Gdansk even have a harbor? No. Let's see. Does that mean that... Okay, we'll test it out with some other unit here. Okay, so I'm going to have this guy. This cavalry has 5 movement points. Let's go into the water, see how many he has left. 4 of 8. Okay, 4 of 8. Is that because... Okay, so this guy has 7 of 8 left. Okay, I think I'm interpreting that as I'm getting 2 hexes in the ocean for 1 on land. So if I go back to this guy, it's like he used maybe 2 movement points getting into the water. Okay, well, and then can move 4 more spots. Anyway, well, that's got quite a bit of movement no matter what, however you want to look at that. Artillery, field guns coming up. Hey, let's get something up on the beaches here, just to offer a little protection. I think we're right here, right on that road. Yeah, you want to come in? We're out of range of Manaus. We got our first units landing on Brazilian territory. Oh, but now we're going to add a tank to the mix. Okay, I think the tank can go right here. Okay, nice. Yeah, I like being right there. And this tank, get to here. Okay, that was that. I pegged out here to see which way it would choose, and it went through Gdansk. Okay. This guy's going to come here, build a railroad, so I'm building railroad straight to Gdansk. And 1 shy of being fully nicely all the way there. Okay, let's see how far the artillery can it get in the water? Yes, it can. I'm going to pretend that's all because of the railroads, and I'm probably right. And it has a little fraction of movement point left over, so it can take its promotion I think just piling on the combat strength versus district defenses. Yeah, I think that's the play. Now we can get the other artillery unit to Gdansk. And then we can get Hippolyta up just shy of, well, we can go all the way to here. If I give the extra move to the artillery in Gdansk, will it be able to move past this artillery, or will it have been a waste? I'm not sure. So I'm going to give it to the artillery that's already in the water, even though I prefer to help the one that's behind. I think in this case, helping the one that's, I know it will actually benefit, is probably a good idea. I tend to be too cautious. Brazil has an army 296. Oh, they have been building their military a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go here, because if he produces a cavalry unit, I've got no zone of control, won't help. Like a tank. Tanks. Okay, Hippolyta has done that. Now she can actually get in the water. Okay. We're just gonna get here on the railroad. Drones are going over. Yeah, it's really slow jumping. Yeah, it might not be a full-on harbor benefit, but it's definitely better to be getting into the, well, it has a harbor. Now, it doesn't have a harbor, but it's definitely faster to unload into the ocean there than elsewhere. Okay, so now let's get our supply convoy ideally next to, well, can't get them next to both artillery. One of them's over in Brazil already. Let's get it here. Perfect. Okay, and help those two units next turn. And uh-oh. We've got a little barbarian situation down here. That's not good. One thing about Civ 6, man, the barbarians will F you up. Even late game. They just keep up with the Joneses. Like, oh, you've got infantry, now we've got infantry. Oh, you've got artillery, now we've got artillery. This changes things. I need to go down there and take care of this. I might, since all my units are en route, I might do it with bombers. I've done it before. It feels like such a waste, but I might actually end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might actually end up buying bombers next turn in these 3 cities and have them just waste this guy around. And I got one infantry unit going. And I only have 1 infantry army. See, this is why you need 2. Another reason, you need 2 at least. I'll get my next one in 4 turns. Okay. What's the great person I get? Oh, another admiral. Okay. Woohoo. Instantly build a lighthouse and a shipyard in the district plus 50% flanking bonus. Wow. I wonder if flanking bonus applies to bombardment. Probably not. I can sell Pedro T. I don't think he's buying right now. Oh, yes. Stadium. Yeah. Yeah. Unit needs orders. Field cannon, no. You're good right there on the railroad. Supply convoy, you're good right there. And we got a battleship with a lot of range. Okay, let's get over here and get the battleship ready to assault Saint Louis. This is the one that can affect modern. Yes, okay, you belong up with the battleships. Oh, yeah, I mean, I can fire at this encampment. I don't know. It might not be a bad thing to take out that encampment if it's easy. No, it's not. See, battleship fires at that, only 17 damage. Those encampments are tough. I've taken to building more encampments lately as defenses against barbarians. Okay, no, that's fine right where he's. We'll go up here. One next closer to the action. Pick up another 400 culture. Why not? Okay, here's the last battleship that we need. Let's go there. It's good. And, you know, might as well fire at the encampment. 36. Oh, it was, that's because we got the battleship, the ones with, the armies. Excuse me, armadas, the battleship armadas. Yeah, still not, probably not worth my time. Okay, Himiko, last charge. And she's done with all her charges. By the way, I think I might have mentioned this in a prior game. I love Himiko. I use her. I get her every chance I can. I've several times had the pleasure of owning every city-state by the end of the game because of her. I only found out recently that she has another ability that she adds 5 to the combat strength of all units in 2 hexes within 2 tiles. So as soon as she's done politicking, you know, send her to the front. For sure. Send her to the front lines. Okay, we're going to go here. Let's see if we have a fraction of the move point left over. Nope. Okay, it's a ski resort. I'll have to wait. Oh, here's this. Okay, let's just transfer cities to Newcastle upon Tyne. That seems like a good spot. Oh, we've got to go into London. We've actually have to be in the city square. Yeah, I played for quite a while before I realized to learn the city transfer thing, and it applies to heroes. So it's a great way of getting Sinbad into a sea that you can't get to otherwise. You know, this is probably a waste of money, but I'm going to purchase this tile just to give this builder something to do. And I shouldn't, but I will. Okay, fine. I will. This is the danger of settling too many cities. You're tempted to invest in them. All right. Well, let's see. Well, let's see. My turn's not quite over. Oh, yeah. We're gonna build another ski resort right here. I must have some happy cities by now. Come on. Nope, they're all discontent. Okay, well, if all we're doing is keeping them from degrading into unhappy, this is worth it. But we're adding lots of amenities from ski resorts and stadiums. And I don't think any of the stadiums are actually built yet, but they're on the way. All right, I'm going to see what the AIs do to me, and then I'm going to call it a day. Sometimes I play till 1 or later, but today I got a lunch I got to get to. Our old friend of Gen Con, Scott Elliott's in town, so I'm gonna go have lunch with him. Oh, and what a glorious way to start the next session. We will have bombers. Yeah, and so, and we have, yep, and there's the barbarians approaching Warsaw. All right, I better make a note to myself to build bombers in the cities near Warsaw and take out. I just want to look real quick. I see how much does a bomber cost. I just want to see how much it costs. Where are they? Why is it showing up? Oh, you can only build them in an aerodrome district. 3,300. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12. If I wouldn't have bought those two X's, I could probably buy 4. But I'll be able to buy 3 bombers next turn. And then they'll rebase to here. And meanwhile, the city will be fine. And then they'll take out that city, and then they'll go up. And then a lot of my excess money is going to be going to building bombers. Yep, get the bombers up to it. So, all right, well, next week we will be assaulting Brazil, and I think the taking over of city. Now, we got some units we have to deal with. It looks like, they got a hero. They've got Hanapu and Spelunk. Oh, that's interesting. If he takes my tank, then he gets the tank. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna take care of that. Oh, look it, I got field cannons right there. Yeah, yeah. The heroes don't often do as well in combat in the very late game because they're really strong in the early and mid game, but eventually your other units like tanks become stronger. Like, let's just mouse over this and see what it looks like. A tank fighting him. Oh wow, he's got a strength of 98. I'm talking smack, but that's pretty good strength. But 10 points of it's coming from bonuses. His base strength is 88. And I got 101 with the tank army. So, that's pretty cool. Like, okay, this one hero standing up to a tank army. Almost an even match. That's funny. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I should have my camera on next turn. And that's it. Goodbye. This is thanks for coming by. This is Peter vs. Machine here on Gen Con TV. I'm playing every Monday morning Pacific time at 9 a.m. unless I'm on vacay, which I will be 2 weeks from today. But I will be back next week, and I'll see you then. All right. Thanks for coming by.